day, and that's it. Every time you try to go in things. So it's a very hard thing to be like, okay, I want to censor this thing. That's why it's just like they should make safe havens, I think.
Colt KK is kind of going off here saying, I disagree. I believe that on the internet, the golden rule doesn't apply just by nature of humanity, and people are huge cocks, and it should be just dealt with, not discarded. Getting offended negates so much. Getting offended and demanding action for something is a waste of resources. Live with it, is what I mean. Ignore it yourself.
See, and like that was the stance I took with the that's the stance I took with the chat, not the chat, the comments stuff.
Yeah.
That was just that, but that's personally towards me.
That stuff doesn't.
That's so phase. me and Colt would be like that's how we are personally for our videos, our comments. That's how it affects us because we can just blow it off. Like who the hell cares? These people are nobody to me that are trying to hurt my feelings or something like that.
It's probably some 6-year-old sitting there with the keyboard.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
So it's easy like that. And then I've seen other YouTubers and stuff like that, like Comedy Shorts Gamer and KSI both do like Q&A things. Well, they will answer like the dumbest crap that people ask to them.
Yeah.
Like you should go kill your mother and stuff like that. And they just laugh the crap up. They read it consecutively.
No.
So those are, I don't know how rare they are of the I can let stuff slide. I would probably put that myself in that category. Probably put, of course, Colt. But they're on the flip side.
Right.
There are those people that will take that and they will it affects them heavily.
Well, look at like you guys talked about Community and Big Bang Theory, and one of the things that you guys talked about with Community was the episode with Dungeons and Dragons, and look at
Neil.
Yeah, and look at how look how he took it. So I think that there are people out there, and that's why like you, Aaron, you were saying have the option to be able to be in a safe place if you want to call
options.
it.
Options are always better.
Yeah.
Than not having.
Not having it. So I think if games have the option to be able to ban stuff or be able to go to a place where you don't have to worry about it, and then they have the option to if you want to be a dick, then you can go in and be a dick.
Special cases. It just occurred to me that all these people are in the same room. Indeed.
It's hot as balls in here.
Way to lighten the mood.
Hot as balls.
Yeah, I kind of...
Hey!
Who is that?
Special cases.
Oh, thank you, Special Cases.
And you got a compliment on your paint job.
Thank you.
It's
kind of... You can have the same...
You have to see the whole room.
I see what you guys are talking about, and it's such a deep thing. And what it kind of breaks down to is the whole the complex that goes on when people talk about freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for example, the guy who was the owner of the Clippers. Let's talk about him.
Oh, Sterling?
Yeah, Sterling. He's a racist, old-timey guy who got caught on camera saying racist things.
Which I understand.
And
then he got trapped.
And then the league made him give up his team.
Comments.
I don't understand why this was even...
That hurts him financially.
News.
Right?
Does it?
No.
He still has so much money.
Yeah. This is the thing. And literally, if you ever watched anything about this, or if you've never watched Dave Chappelle at all, he does a stand-up bit on Sterling. And it's comedy, but it's the truest freaking thing. And it's how a lot of black people were thinking, oh, like the first reaction was, oh, really? An old white dude said something racist? Word? Word? Somebody that was born in the 20s said something racist about black people?
Here's
really?
the thing, though, where it kind of ties in with what Colt is saying. Like, yes, everyone could have just went the Dave Chappelle route and said, wow, are we really to be surprised by this? Whatever. That's just old people being old racist people. And let him keep his team, and it doesn't matter.
Is cute.
But the league actually took his team, made him sell his basketball team. They said, we don't want you in our club.
And then then made him give money to the NAACP.
Yeah.
Like the NAACP was like, you know what we can do to solve racism? All we need is $2 million.
It's because
let's force this guy to give it to us.
That none of the things that happened to him helped stop that way of thinking.
His racism?
Yeah, but
none of it.
The point is,
he's not racist
he just hates him more now?
No, he hates him even more. Hates us even more.
The point is, it's well in his rights to have that opinion about a different race or whatever. But and he has the right to even say it out loud. He can't be persecuted or thrown in jail for it. But what he has no control of is how the rest of the world is going to react, and that's nothing
true.
you can't change.
It was a thing. It's one of those. It's like, okay, so another thing, another comedian, Bill Burr, when he was talking about what's the chick that said the N word on she was a cooker.
Paula Deen.
Paula
Dean.
Yeah.
He was like, you got a moneymaker there, and literally it's what she said, is whatever terrible, but it's how long is she on timeout because she's
Right.
making money for you, so it's like she's got to say, oh, I'm sorry, sorry, black person 1, 2, and 3, and then she has to take a timeout, then she'll be back because
Yeah.
she's making money for you. People still watch her make cupcakes or whatever the hell she's
Out of
making and stuff
5,
like
6
that.
of
Yeah.
butter.
So it's like it's not
She's
fixing
Thing
anything.
of butter.
Yeah, it's just it's a timeout, a slap on the wrist. Sterling is dead. He's got what, 2 years maybe left in his contract, his life contract or
Yeah.
something. He's 175.
And then he can go tell all the racist stuff
He's
in the
not-
world in hell.
He's not taking the money with him, So it's whatever. So I was like, that dude. Okay, like literally, I was like, why is this news to me? Like it didn't affect anybody's life in death. Like nobody was being threatened. Their life wasn't being threatened, and it didn't help anybody that's poor. So
Yeah.
it was just like,
It was just
okay,
a dumb comment.
a dumb comment by
Yeah.
somebody with money. Really, dumb people with money. That's a thing. Like, come on now. It didn't make any sense to me. But to back to the whole internet thing, it's just like, and they even said here in the chat, it was like, is Colt just being toxic to basically be toxic basically?
No, here's the thing. Colt has a complete right to think the way he does.
Yeah, that's what I was
and
saying.
we need those thinkers out there to keep pushing it, because I don't agree fully that we need to lose the freedom of speech and that no one could say anything to be afraid to make someone upset. So we do need people out there watching, towing the line, making sure that there's no things getting crossed over. But what I'm saying is that the things you do say have an effect on you or what people think of you, no matter what is this. He's talking about. I scroll up a little bit. The theory of
Relativity.
Of relativity, yes.
Yeah,
The theory of
So
relativity.
time slows down.
just ethics of what's truly right and wrong, and nothing like what's right to someone may not be right to someone else. But when you're in American culture and you're on certain websites, there is going to be consequences to things you say, and that's just always going to be the fact.
And this is as an adult gamer, this is what I 100% did not want in my video games. None of this type of discussion should have ever come up. Gamergate, toxic players, trolling, racism, that's real world stuff invading an entertainment time.
Something that's supposed to take
Exactly.
you away
Yeah.
from reality.
Right.
Thank
Yeah.
you. When I see my Italian plumber jump on a Goomba's head, I don't want to think about the freaking troll that's talking about, why is he sucking on,
He's
he's
Italian American.
spaghetti or something
Yeah.
like that. No, I don't want none of that. I didn't even think of Mario as an Italian plumber until they kind of just was like, well, he's an Italian plumber. I thought of him as like Jump Man, and he's getting me from point A to B, or I'm helping him get all this.
Hey.
Liger of Swee.
Oh, hey, thanks, Lager Sweet, for the
Liger of Swee.
follow.
We appreciate that.
So it
Stay
literally,
classy.
Yeah, Milty says that porn. Hey, Milky
Hey.
Way.
That poor Goomba's family.
if
Yeah.
I
Stay classy.
if I could, if in my perfect world, all that stuff would be out of video games. We would do nothing but a show on talking about the
God,
graphics
the game
or
is
the
so
gameplay
fun, the
or
game,
something
yeah,
like
so
that, or the
great.
different mechanics. I think when you're adding all that stuff in there, it's taken away from
your experience.
your experience of a video game.
So
yeah.
then would you then argue that then it should be strict? No options. Just
But see-
you go in, you can't say this, you can't say this.
I-
If you do, you're banned.
I can't argue that one because, like I said, I don't want any of it. I don't want the strict.
don't
I
have
don't
to
want
worry,
the bad. I
yeah.
don't want to have to worry about that. I want
Right.
to sit down, play a game, and not think about any of that stuff. That's what I want to do. That's what in per world. When I go out to a shopping mall or something like that, and me and a white customer, go and approach something, and I get treated differently than the white customer did, That's what I have to deal with in real world.
Right.
But if I go on the game and me and this white player or whatever are attacking something in the game and we're not treated differently, he goes after the white guy just like he goes after me because he doesn't know anything any different.
Well, in the game,
that's a level playing field. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want. Because I would want the game to be an example of how we can get along there to be reflected upon in the real world, and that's how what I want.
Let's see.
What shade of blue is your room?
I don't think it's an official color. I took a comic book that I had, a Thor comic book, and I brought it in. I think David gave me that comic book.
Oh.
Yeah, I took that comic book in there.
Years ago, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, match Thor's pants, and then they built this color.
It matches that.
AC Zero said he just watched Dave Chappelle on Donald Sterling, freaking spot on. Aaron was right. Yeah, that dude, that comedy is hilarious because it's one of his newer things. Like, it's not even like a stand up. Somebody just cell phone caught it when he was doing at like a college or something like that. I think it was. Check it out. It's hilarious.
Zimzam said, I disagree that saying a word that could potentially hurt someone's feelings, regardless of its use and hateful context, means someone is racist, and that someone should be penalized for saying something in a non-hateful context, and no one should be penalized.
What it is they're not penalizing him because he said something. They're penalizing so they don't look
bad.
Yeah, that's exactly
because
what it is.
75% of NBA.
I 100% guarantee you, people, whenever everybody is alone, they say whatever the hell they want to. N-words are getting dropped, and that's both sides. NBA players
I use the
and
N-word.
owners.
I use the N-word all the time in my head.
And if you
literally
don't,
before this podcast, he called me a beaner.
if you don't think that, and you
True
think
story.
I literally, as a child, I had a close friend, a white guy. He was white and Mexican, but when you looked at him, everybody was like, "That's a white dude." He would be around us. He dropped the N-word all the time. Me and my black friends, we're at this like whatever, I don't care. Just because when it comes to Aaron Carter, you say whatever the hell you want. I may not care, but Tariq over there might. So you just remember that whenever we're out in public. Just remember that. That's how I feel about it.
High reward.
Yeah. So you can feel as comfortable as you want, brother, around Aaron Carter. But whenever you're around that, just remember that's Aaron Carter, not these other people. So whenever me and my childhood friend, he would come around and he would, say that we were out hanging out one time and this old black dude walked by and heard him say that, and he got all up in his face and was like, that's an offensive word, like just barking at the dude. And then he was looking at us like, why aren't you speaking up? And I'm like, because you know the consequences of your actions. Everybody in this whole world can do whatever you want to do as long as you are prepared.
But be prepared for people to react.
for the consequences.
Racism isn't just whites against blacks. Yes, welcome to the 21st century.
And so
hence why Corey called me a beaner.
So when he went back to his parents, they were like, my son doesn't say that. Yeah, your son does. Constantly. More than I do. So yeah.
Said N-word
so
Jim
I
this.
think if you don't think that people say that in their private lives, you are really ignorant to a lot of stuff, because people are relaxed when they want to say. I don't hate people, that are like that. Like I've never felt like I've never actually had any like I guess real sheets over head racism towards me. It's all subtle stuff, if anything. That I'm like, whatever, I don't care. I'll just be loud until you see me. So it's just like it's weird stuff. That's the type of stuff that I said again, I want to keep out of my freaking video
Coco
games.
Whiskey says, what's the difference between jam and jelly? That's a good fucking question.
Jelly don't shake like
jam.
I
told him jam can dance because it's jamming.
There's a perverted saying.
What would Aaron Carter do if I had a watermelon fried chicken? Like that right there. I would probably eat it because I like fried chicken.
I would do the same.
I mean, it's
weird.
Jacob, yeah.
I love fried chicken.
And that's the guy who just said the comment too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's because you answered his question.
Probably.
I really want
black people are more racist than others in certain situations.
Certain parts of the country.
Yeah. I mean,
that's true. I have a adopted white niece.
Everyone is racist, and that might be the most accurate statement in the thing, because here's the deal. And I truly believe this. Within most most people, 98% of people, if you are walking down a
Jesus.
dark alley, and it's just me, I am not racist. All right, we make lots of jokes on the show. I am totally not racist.
Starting the
I know.
conversation.
I was
with,
saying, I'm
I'm
not
not
racist.
racist.
I hate all
is the
people
most racist
100% equally.
Mm.
But if I'm walking down a dark alley and I see a white guy walking towards me in the alley, I'm not going to be totally cool. I'll be a little on edge. But if it's a black person or a Mexican, you will be more on edge. And I think the same goes for black people. If it's a black dude walking down and it's another black guy, you probably feel more comfortable than you would if it was a white person. Or
It's a
Mexican.
look. With black people, it's a look. I 100% guarantee you this. It's not a... When we went to... I don't know if you were with us on that second Saturday that had the shooting.
Yes,
So
yes, I was.
when I decided, hey, we need to go to another down the block before the shooting actually just happened, it wasn't because there was...
Mad Mutthead.
It wasn't because of the mass amount of black people that were around me. It was because of the look of the massive amount of black people that were around me. I could tell, like, I live in the hood, so I know hood
You know
people.
what's gonna happen,
Yeah.
yeah.
So when I was like, Pushan and, you know, I was like, everybody, we should probably go one block down just because it's, you know,
It's like getting
it's
outta here.
thick
Well-
here, guys. And literally, right when we got to the corner of that block, pa, 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 it started going off and it started shooting. And then a flood of people
Oh,
ran in our
yeah.
direction. And I was like, well, that was a good call.
And that look could be transferred
Good call.
to, you know,
That
regardless
look,
of race.
if there was a group of Asian people that would look the same way as that group of black people,
Jacob, we don't talk about the meetings here.
if that
That's
group
awful.
of if that group of Asian people looked the same way as that group of black people did, yeah, I'd be like, we need to probably go down another block.
Yeah.
Dynamic Dragon, anybody will rob and kill you.
Yeah, it's-
my point
it's
was whether my odds of getting
He said white
Mass-
people do mass,
mass
shootings.
That's
yeah,
funny.
that's true too. But like when
That's
I'm talking about in the alleyway, in reality, our odds of getting robbed or shot are equal with equal
Anybody.
chances, no matter what their color is. But it's just a security thing. That's just I honestly believe it's just built into how we were our DNA. It's weird. I don't think we can describe it.
Welcome to Race Bang, everybody, where we talk
Right,
about
yeah.
nothing
Why
but,
can't we go back to
This guy-
video
Oh,
games? Why does it get so
sheesh.
dark?
I don't
and
know.
Lord.
If people want to know, I feel like we got to talk about
Jesus.
it.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we have to address,
Welcome to the Black Hour. And
That's right.
was,
it's not because Aaron's black, but because it's dark and evil now.
Oh no, what was it on SNL? Oh, the dark side.
Yeah, see, Hollow Monkey got it right. It depends on your body language. Like,
Yeah.
growing up where I grew up, it's kind of easy to read certain body languages. Like, oh yeah, that brother is packing right there. He's just, nobody stands like that because they have to stand like that. He's standing because he's trying to hold something.
He's got a gun.
Yeah,
in his
he's
waist.
tucking. So yeah, I try to stay away from that stuff as much as possible. But
Guilty, stay safe.
it could be. It's not a race thing. It's just I understand. I get looked different when I go to certain places, and that's fine. Depending on where I go, actually, because there's a Mexican store where I like carne asada, and I'm sick of them, kind of staring at me when I want some damn food.
Well, I think that could be said about anybody, though. I mean, anybody can go to a different, part of wherever and get looked different. So wait, okay, so you're saying that if I was to walk into like your part of the neighborhood, I wouldn't get looked different at?
No,
No.
you get looked the same because you're a target. And if they looked at you different,
Yeah.
then you'd be more aware. We don't need you to be aware. We need you to be relaxed.
Just go about your day.
Exactamundo. Exactamundo. What do we do? Today a Mexican guy came up to behind me in a hood. Yeah, they probably do.
He's real close. And
He just wanted directions to the park. Thought he was gonna mug me.
It's life.
Yeah. You should have gave him your gamer tag.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys probably would have been. Gerald said, "Thanks for
Besties.
bringing down, fellas."
we're all the same color in the video games.
Which is
Pixel
that's
colors.
what I
Except in
think.
Destiny. In Destiny, you can be blue.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think
Yeah,
that's the
but they
same
don't-
thing
They don't like that.
I
They
think
put
it's
them on
the same
different
thing with,
planet if you played that
with
game.
genders as
It's
well.
like a reef.
I think like I'm very opposed to for like esports at least an all girls league. Like I don't think that should be a thing at all.
Why you?
Because what makes them inferior to a male gamer?
Oh, I see.
What physical
okay, I see what you're
attribute
saying.
makes
Okay.
them to where they can't click faster than this guy
You
or
talking about
they
the
Gotcha.
female
can't.
thing?
Yeah, like
Oh, yeah.
like
I
you
see
can
what
have
you're
a
saying.
little oh, this is all gamers conference for girls type of thing,
Oh, they have an
or
extra
whatever.
So
But like
I know what you mean. I thought you were saying that you don't think that there should be a meaning like they shouldn't have their own.
no, I mean
they
like
don't
for,
deserve to
that's
have-
why I said for like
I see what you're saying.
esports.
Yeah.
Women shouldn't have their own. They don't deserve to have their own tournaments.
They
I was
yeah,
like, wait, what?
no, they
Okay.
because to me it makes it seem like you're in that league because you can't compete in this league.
Yeah.
Football.
Hey,
Hey.
OMG Z21.
So,
just
like,
like
what about the WNBA? Would you say the same thing?
Hell
Like,
yeah.
They should just be. Yeah.
There should be a WNBA. You gonna let a freaking a girl go over there and try to go head to head with
But
some
you
of those
mean
centers?
in the esports.
DeMarcus Cousins
they're
would
the same.
beat the mess out of some and dunk on some of them girls heavily. That's a physical difference.
But when you look at like sometimes on ESPN they'll show like the spelling bee or something like that. They don't segregate the men and the women.
Because what physical
Yeah.
difference is
Yeah,
there
it's not-
between?
I played co-ed soccer, and some of those girls are mean.
No, they're beasts. I played co-ed soccer too.
Yeah.
I played indoor co-ed soccer, but if I went hard on those girls, I would just physically toss them someplace.
Did you feel like the ones that did their makeup and like their hair were meaner than the ones that didn't?
I was kind of distracted by the cute ones, definitely.
And their boobs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they would take you down. 'cause you
Yeah,
were
once
distracted.
or twice, and then I kind of didn't want to get sexual harassment charges on me, so I didn't kind of
You didn't retaliate.
because
All
like
right,
you can
got
box
me.
out and stuff like that.
Are you like
Yeah, it's
hands
like,
in the pockets kicking the ball?
I'm like, ref, my hands are here. Ref, my hands are
Just
here.
go after him like this.
Yeah, so I don't think I think in sports, yes, you can
Yeah.
separate them. But when it comes to video games, no. If they get whipped on, you just got whipped on. You need to go practice. Go and Tommy practice. Susie, you need to go practice too.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it needs to be.
Step your game up.
Like I don't race, color, creed, gender, all that stuff. Video games, they're the great equalizer. That's what
Nightbot
that
just
is.
said, "Go f yourself."
Oh, what,
Somebody put Steven.
Let's see. Where did?
So does that mean Nightbot's gonna ban himself
I guess.
if he keeps saying it so much?
Sick in the head says, "What did I just walk into?"
Sick in the head. You just walked into a discussion about the great equalization of girl gamers and guy gamers.
Yeah, you walked into a very heavy conversation. Usually, it's more about video games, which it
Yeah.
still can be. This is open.
yeah.
I almost said open. Open
Yeah.
forum. So if you guys want to ask a question, let us know. But typically, right now we're
CC
talking about
whiskey.
Gamergate and women.
He says,
in
"I
video games.
play black girls in DayZ." Really? I didn't know you can make your character in DayZ. Can you?
I don't play DayZ.
I thought it was randomized.
You can kind of customize some
Oh, okay.
features.
But I agree. I think video games should be the great equalizer. You go in, doesn't matter.
CCO whiskey. All right.
He's trying to get us to answer his
Hey.
question.
You
Oh.
know.
I don't. I've been ignoring that question because there's so many things wrong with it. I don't even.
Would you rather cage fight a retard or eat a baby?
That's
Or eat a
terrible.
Wow,
baby.
that's terrible.
Neither.
Yeah, neither.
Jeez.
I would eat a baby,
What?
cow or something.
Oh, okay.
I was worried where you were
Where are you going with
I'm
this,
not gonna
Corey?
eat a human baby.
God.
You don't have to answer everything.
Alamuggy's testing it out. That's what he did.
He did.
Steven.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
Go fuck
Okay.
yourselves.
OTMTEZ. He wanted to know before, how can I stream a gaming talk show? If you really want to know and you're serious about it, follow us on Twitter and send me a message, and I will help you out. I guess
And he'll send nudes.
I'll send you
Corey
my,
always sends
my
nudes.
dick pics, and then on top of that, I'll show you how to start a podcast. And then,
That's like a bonus.
can I be a mod? No.
Madden Mutthead said cannibalism, Corey.
For it? Against it?
Yeah.
What's your
Is this
thoughts?
for it? What are your thoughts about
Good call.
that one?
Good call.
Good call. Good call.
Don't take my job, son.
Should I be a moderator? Try to step in.
Oh man, the back is
Oh.
yeah, no, we're going into our what?
Can we order one of those Valentine Day shaped heart pizzas?
I don't know. I want to know why everyone's in
Jesus.
this room and not banging like their significant other right now.
Maybe they don't have significant others.
I want to know why you're not in the other room banging your significant other.
Wow, I want to know
Like
why
you're
you wanna
married,
know.
dude.
I took care of business.
They're
You'd
both-
rather be with us
They're both married.
of this of that.
That's terrible. Wow.
I can understand that. That's it's a handsome devil over there in that corner.
You don't have an uptime thing on your Nightbot?
Nope.
Uptown girl.
Good Lord, what do you? He said, "Fight the retard and lose." There you go.
There you go.
Look at Hollow.
Well, they
Monkey.
got that retard stream. Sorry.
Terrible.
Retention.
Yeah, that's have we exhausted ourselves?
I think we may have exhausted ourselves, unless there's any other solid questions.
Do you
out
have
there. I think we're
anything
gonna wrap
else to
this-
add?
Emphasis on solid questions.
Are you guys all in the same room?
Yeah, we are.
No.
Yes. Maybe.
Uh,
It only
how-
Which
takes
answer
minutes
you
to
want?
bang. Terrible.
Maybe for you. Oh.
Oh.
I totally missed the joke. What happened to
Yeah,
everybody?
shut up. Aaron.
That was
Just
against Gerald.
follow the herd.
That was against Gerald.
Gerald has
Just
two
say,
kids.
just say oh.
The seed is strong on that one.
My hubby is laying next to me on his phone. LOL.
Wow,
Wow.
a female in the room.
No.
Have him
Alright.
jump on
The
the
stream's
stream
going a
too.
few more hours. Let's go.
I know, right?
I'm glad we can please you.
Wow, that's jacked up.
Wow.
That was quick too.
Enjoy these hilarious themed video game cards.
Let's do it.
We stream in the same room and we record the show in the same room just because I've listened to a lot of podcasts where they all Skype in, and there's always a miss just in the beat, in the organic ability of it.
Organics.
Yeah.
There is kind of visual cues as too with having somebody in the room, because you can just be kind of like opening like, I see he wants to say something, so I can stop talking right now, as opposed to on Skype where they're just like talking all over each other and stuff. Yeah,
Like when we were playing Dying Light.
exactly.
It was-
Mundo.
The whole time was talking over everybody.
And
Yeah.
we've done interviews with people. Majority of our interviews are done over Skype, just voice, and
that's true.
we're like, oh my god, this person's dragging. But like the few times we've done actual visual, it was a little bit better. But still, just being in the same room, you can't match that chemistry. Are you guys PC or more console games?
As of right now, I would probably say everybody's more PC.
Not me.
Nah, I think
It's about 50-50.
well, you don't play as much because we're on Skype almost constantly.
Yeah,
I would say the
it's-
majority of our core gamer group, because we all used to just be on Xbox 360.
Yeah.
like,
the whole
tough.
time, yeah.
And that would be like our chat room. Some people would just be in there and just to be in the
Just
room. to
sit
talk.
there watching
Yeah.
Netflix talking.
But now that we've moved towards Skype, it's kind of been a lot of PC stuff.
Skype's on
Yeah.
the Xbox One, so
That's 'cause
occasionally I'll be
Some of the members of the group don't want to dish out the money to get an Xbox One.
Because some of the
Yeah,
members
right.
of the group realize that they're not going to waste money on a game that they're going to play for a week and then stop.
That reminds me,
Cheap.
we did have a question way long ago. Is
Way back.
Smite on the console going to make you buy an Xbox One?
No, it's not going to make me buy an
No
Xbox
game
That's,
will
One.
I,
make Aaron
I answered
buy-
for you. So.
But I love the game Smite. Smite is an amazing game. But to buy a console for it is not, because the computer already has controller compatibility, so there's no real reason. And the console version is going to be, even though it's only going to be a month behind, which is pretty good,
Yeah.
with their
That is
updates.
actually really good.
There's no real,
Well, especially with
reason.
Windows 10 coming out. I mean, you don't really
and
you
yeah,
have to have an Xbox.
yeah,
You could.
and that's a
Steven,
game.
you have a PS4, right?
I have a PS4? No, but I can probably buy one any minute.
He's like, that's the stuff of money
No
I
ball
got.
Gillen.
Yeah, nobody in this room has owns a PS4, but we have people in our group with the PS4. And OTM says you have to follow me back. No, I don't.
He's like,
No, I don't.
unfollowed.
Said you
So
already followed.
needy.
No, it's-
He wants to be a mod. He wants to be followed.
What non-AAA, non-blockbuster games do you enjoy?
non-AAA, non-blockbuster.
Tetris.
I
Tetris.
rocked on Tetris last night.
Actually, no, God honest truth, I've been playing a lot of that stupid Crossy Roads.
That game is so fun.
It's so addictive.
And
It's,
Escapist.
Oh, on the Android.
On the Android.
Did you
I
get
keep almost downloading
the
it,
Grave
but-
Digger?
I got the I've got a
'Cause it's
lot
like
of
the night-
characters. Yeah.
that one's
Did you get
cool.
the robot?
No, I didn't. That's
So,
awesome. I got the emo goose.
I'm gonna download that
I
right
got the
now.
emo goose as well.
Yeah.
He randomly jumps and shoots things.
The
so
robot?
like, yeah, the robot.
Do they explode?
Yeah, cars explode and stuff like
And
that.
you can just go past them?
Try playing as the wombat. They add enemies into the level, because there was like some type of monster, not monster, but like some type of animal on top of a cactus, and it jumps down on you.
Really?
Yeah, I was
Sneak
pissed
attack.
off.
Jesus, now I have to get in there.
Are games gonna make Aaron buy an Xbox One?
Games aren't gonna make Aaron buy an
What
Xbox
would make
One.
Aaron buy an Xbox One?
What would make Aaron buy an Xbox
Money.
One? Actually, I take back that previous statement. A game would make me, but it'd have to be one hell of a game. And since I previously said one of the biggest games that I'm most anticipating is EverQuest Landmark, and now that, not Landmark, excuse me, EverQuest Next, and since the company can make games cross-platform, I still actually wouldn't buy it because I can get it on my PC.
So what? So basically, nothing is gonna make you.
Because
if somebody gives you one, then you'll have one.
But I don't know how much I would play it because it's just like there's no games right now that I can't get on my PC. It needs an exclusive. It needs a really good exclusive. And you guys tell me a really good exclusive right now that you are playing longer than a week. Like how we used to do on the Xbox 360. When we came home, we jumped on that 360 and we played a certain game.
There's too many things that.
It would be Call of Duty we
because of
played almost every day. We played Call of Duty Black
I will
Ops
play the
almost
next
every
Call of
day. We
Duty.
played Zombies all the freaking
Borderlands.
time. We played Borderlands all the time. Where is that game on the console right now?
I just wish we can go back to those times.
Aaron,
Just simple.
Did you read
I
Ceramic?
just saw that come through.
Aaron, do you have a good relationship with your father? Define your definition of good relationship with him. Don't know him.
I think we're okay.
So I
Wow,
mean,
that's I got
terrible.
that.
Yeah, I don't really
Oh,
don't know the guy. So.
to your question, name a good exclusive. Gerald says Halo 5.
He said good exclusive.
I'm with you, Gerald. I agree.
Call of Halo 5 will get.
Well, it'd be Call of Halo 1 because.
Well, yeah, Call of Halo
There you
1.
go.
Yeah, there you go. Call of Halo 1 is looks like it's going to be, I guess, a fun shooter. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's Call of Halo.
All you gotta do is get rid of that shield bullshit technology. Get rid of the Master Chief thing.
Ceramic is intent on
He's-
having a serious,
if
deep,
he
philosophical.
He wants to
Have this conversation.
I don't know. You're gonna have to do a statistic study on that, Ceramic.
Write a thesis.
Why is that so common for black people?
Do a
I
report,
probably-
write a thesis.
In the room, I probably have one of the worst relationships with my father, and I'm the white guy, so.
No, I think he's talking about just no father at all.
Oh. I wish I had no father at all.
I don't know. I plan to be on my child's life. Like, I'm not going anywhere. But you gotta have them first. Not right now. I can't afford
gotta
them.
have
No. And that could be another fear. They can't afford them. I gotta go. So it's Papa was a Rolling Stone. You know the rest of the song.
No, sing it for us, sir.
LeBron tweeted about him not being able to watch the Fresh Prince episode about the dad. No, trust me, I've lived with it all my whole life. I'm 31. It does not affect me. I don't know why LeBron it affects him like that. You make millions of dollars,
No,
but I guess you
it's-
can't pay for fathers, right? You can't put a price on
You
that.
can have mine.
I'm pretty sure I saw
But
a
I can-
sitcom where they hired a father.
I can swim in the money and
It's called Saved by the Bell.
wipe my
Is it?
tears with the
He hired-
$100
he hired
bills.
the waiter
Yeah.
to be his father, so he can go on the ski trip.
Yeah, I
And
remember
vice
that.
versa. He had him play his dad and his principal.
Yep,
Yeah, Saved by the Bell.
when his dad
Good
came
stuff.
back. Yeah, Saved by the Bell teaches lessons
Yep.
about how to get so excited.
Did you see that Jimmy Fallon thing?
Yes, I
Right there
did.
in the ring?
I
That's
did see
hilarious.
that one. A little upset that Screech didn't make an appearance.
I think I read something that he was in jail.
Yeah, that's what I read too.
Release him for a quick second, do the bit, leave.
Like we gotta have Screech.
Wesley
Samuel
Snipes did
Powers.
it, didn't he? Could have swore
What?
Wesley Snipes was making movies when he was behind
No,
bars.
he was still in.
It was all prison scenes though.
Nonetheless,
He was in jail the whole time.
you can just be like, "Hey, Screech went to prison," and then do a little webcam. You know, hey guys, sorry,
Screech stabbed a guy.
I'm in jail. Ooh.
Speaking of Jimmy Fallon, did you guys see the one where he's with Will Smith and they do that? They sing
Yeah,
that?
I saw that. I think Jimmy Fallon he literally, what I like about Jimmy Fallon is he's like, I got all these things before I was a celebrity that I wanted to do with all these celebrities, and I'm going to do
And
them.
now I
Yeah.
can.
I have the power
he's
to
like
do
a
them
kid.
now. Yeah, he's like a kid,
Yeah.
yes. And I think that's what his success comes from.
I read that he's actually more successful on YouTube than he is as a Tonight Show host.
You know what? That's because like
That could be his
a
market.
lot of people
Yeah.
probably can't watch it. On,
Well, I mean, I think his market is like cord cutters. No, they don't have
That's
cable. I don't have cable, so I watch his stuff on Hulu or
yeah, I do
YouTube.
too.
Screech,
know?
Screech stabbed a mofo. Lisa doesn't look the same.
She doesn't.
Uh,
Her face is all
Yeah.
jacked up. She looks like the cat lady.
Gerald, you go ahead and I think her name is Lark Voorhees.
Yeah,
Go and Google her, how she looks now. That is totally different.
she used to be
Um,
incredibly.
And let's get it straight here. Zach couldn't beat up AC.
No, he couldn't.
There was an episode where they fought, and AC punched the hell out of him. and then they start rolling around on the ground. And by my count, and I think by MMA counts too, Corey.
Yeah.
Yep, I think AC. Bam! Right there to the
Decked him,
face.
Mr. Belding.
Mr.
How do you explain that?
Belding is fat as hell. You
How
gotta.
do you explain that in real life? Where the hell did he go?
Clearly, he's the Flash.
Obviously, he's Barry Allen.
He's Barry Allen. Yeah. And if we cannot bring those cell phones back, I don't know what's wrong with the world.
It needs to be a smartphone.
Uh,
Side panel opens up and it's just touchscreen.
that's amazing.
How would you bring the? I mean, you can't fit those in your pocket. Where'd you take it?
Yes, you can. Clearly in his.
Well, see,
jacket pocket.
here's the thing. You're correct, Ceramic. But whenever black people, celebrity black people, that is, think that they're about to crack, they go crazy with freaking plastic surgery,
Like Bruce Jenner.
like Bruce Jenner.
Except he's not black.
Look up.
No,
Like I
except-
said,
well, yeah.
look up Lark Voorhees. That's one. Look
She
up Little
looks
Kim.
so
That's
weird.
2. She goes
Oh,
crazy.
that's right. She did go crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? It's just the black women. Because I don't see a lot of black guys with a whole bunch of facial reconstruction surgery on there. Like I said, I'm 31, and I was at the bank today, and
Michael Jackson.
dude thought I just started
Yeah.
college. He was like, "Oh, we can set you up with this. If, you just started college. You're just fresh out of high." I was like, "Dude, I'm
75
31
years
years
old.
old. What's wrong
You
with
could
you?"
still be starting college.
Yeah, but no, he was like fresh out of high school. He told me I was fresh out of high school, and I was like, "You are the blindest guy in the world."
Aaron's in his salt and pepper days.
I am, yeah. I want to get the Fantastic Four going
The
on the
Reed
side.
Richards?
The Reed Richards, yeah, but it doesn't grow that way, so I don't know how to make it.
It's gonna grow like
Die?
It's gonna grow
I
like a
guess,
white
yeah,
guy.
but I'm not gonna die. Look at Eddie Murphy. The guy is 500 years old, and I guarantee you, he looks that way now. And this is an old video. He looks exactly the same that he does there that he does now.
Yeah.
And he's still. Why are we on Remember the Time? Where did that come from, though?
Do you remember the time
I do remember the time.
when you were a younger black man? I don't know.
Sammy Sosa is, I think, Dominican, isn't he?
Dominican Republic?
And he does look like a crazy person now.
The xylophone.
Michael Jackson is a little white lady, so I don't know what you're talking about.
And dead.
And dead, as you can see, he's a little old white lady right there.
And dead.
He does look like an old white lady.
Emma
Okay,
Watson
see?
is my lady. Yes.
Emma Watson is. He says Hakeem Olajuwon doesn't look the same. I don't know what he looks like now, actually.
Jesus, if you actually spelled that right, I'm impressed.
It's incorrect.
Hakeem
Okay.
Olajuwon. Yeah. There's no correct way to spell Hakeem Olajuwon. And that chick, I don't know what that model girl is up to now, but she looks good right there in that video. I'll tell you that.
That's Michael Jackson.
Uh,
Right when you said that, I looked at my phone and I saw Michael Jackson.
Eddie definitely had some stuff done. Doesn't look bad. Had what done though?
His mustache.
That's what I'd like to know. Like, if you look at the picture, what has he had done? Look up Eddie Murphy.
Like Eddie Muffy. Gotta look up Eddie Muffy.
If anything, I think Eddie Murphy probably had his hair dyed, because you don't keep no grays whatsoever, and he has like no grays. So I think he may have dyed his hair. But look at him. You can tell he's gotten older,
Yeah, you can tell he's gotten older.
but it's just like he's
But he's a human being.
yeah,
We get older.
that's exactly what people do.
I mean,
Eminem definitely doesn't get older. He looks kind of pretty much the same.
Mm,
it's from the drugs.
he looks more
preservatives.
drugged out.
He could be. He
Then
may
he
eat a lot
does,
of preservatives. Ellen doesn't change. He looks the same.
It's because all the swimming.
Some of
shit.
some of these celebrities are eternal. They're vampires.
Like Pharrell.
Yeah, Pharrell. He's another one.
Holy crap! Yeah.
Yeah, Pharrell's been around since 1920. By the
I
way,
was
look it up on the
shocked.
internet, everybody.
I was
Look it up.
shocked to know.
Teen.
He is he's a vampire. He's a vampire.
He's a vampire.
Same with Gwen Stefani. She's
She's also Nosferatu.
yeah.
You can go and check her out. She's been around since 1920s
yeah,
as
but
well.
you'd probably tap it still.
Probably yeah.
That's
And she's on like I think what
hotness.
Kid 2, Kid 3. What is this?
Yo, is this a Gwen Stefani music video?
I think so.
It
This
looks
is
like it
her
would.
most
Yeah, it
recent
is.
song.
Yeah, that's No Doubt right there. That's
No. There's no doubt that I would
That's
tap
early,
that
no
ass.
Keanu Reeves is another one that doesn't age. He definitely
Holy
doesn't.
crap.
He
Yeah,
still looks
he's
like-
from like 1820.
Yeah, he's definitely from the
He
old.
still looks like Ted, or was he Bill?
All right, why are we listening to it too, though?
Yeah.
Curiosity.
That's terrible.
Curiosity, I guess.
Let's see,
That's why my friends call me Whiskers.
so terrible.
You sound like Mr. Garrison.
Shut the fuck up.
Terrible.
You did. Hashtag Corey is Mr. Garrison.
All right. My battery's dying on this thing now.
I don't
I'm
know
at
what that means.
44%.
Oh, Pharrell's in that song.
Is he really?
He's
Yeah.
in every song with her.
It's because they have to have vampires stick together, don't
Yeah,
they?
do.
Yeah, I guess.
Travel-
They
packs.
literally drank everybody's blood in that video.
And John Wick 2 is actually confirmed, Gerald.
Oh, God.
He said John Wick, that movie is good. It actually was very good. I watched that last week. That movie is actually pretty good.
Is it?
If you've never seen John Wick, it's good. It's a good one. That's why
it came out of nowhere.
it did, and that's why
'Cause,
they
like, I
confirmed
didn't
part
see
2.
anything, and it's
That's
just like-
exactly why they confirmed part 2. You know what else has been kind of good as of lately on the internet? Ever since Spider-Man has been announced that he's going to be back in the Marvel universe. It's so weird saying that. It makes it seem like he was in DC for a little while.
Right, yeah. He was going. He
was-
was
it was
in the
the
Justice League for a little
Yeah.
bit.
Superhero draft.
So a lot of people have been doing these mashups. Have you seen this, Corey?
No.
Somebody did a mashup, and it's on Nerd Reactor, where they did a mashup of Spider-Man and
Oh,
the ending
Screen
scene.
Crush. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I did see
The
that.
ending
wait.
of or the
Ultron?
end battle of the end battle of the Avengers, the first one.
Okay.
So it shows them like waiting on Iron Man to come around the corner with the giant thing.
Yeah.
But then it shows Spider-Man like jump up on one of the police cars, and they look like they're having a conversation with each other, and they did it very well. And I was like,
you pulling it up right now?
no, he's not. This is
Oh.
something else.
Yeah, this is something
I
else.
saw screenshots. It was obviously fan made of. They were saying that they hope that at the end of Age of Ultron, like after the big battle, you see Spider-Man like walk up and like see like Ultron on the ground or something like that, and that's how they introduce. That's how they're gonna say like the screen like after the credits, the
Oh,
secret,
and
the
after,
secret
okay.
scene. Yeah, and that's how they introduce.
I mean, you could because
Spider-Man.
it's just adding.
Yeah.
It's just
that
adding
scene
to
the
yeah.
end of the-
IGN or
Literally
some
takes no
some
actor.
some website 2 days after you said what do you think the Black Panther's role is, somebody put a full article of that same question, thinking like, what do you think the Black Panther's role is going to be now? So,
Oh, is this it?
yeah, this is it right here.
Without him, these things could run wild. We got
I literally fell asleep to this movie earlier today.
I just did 80% of your job. Huh? That's how you repay me?
Could have gotten a lot worse.
I've seen worse.
Sorry.
No, we could use a little worse.
Stark, we got him.
Tell him to suit up.
It's like he's already in the
Party
suit.
to you.
Yeah.
I don't see how that's a party.
Only thing that I think they should have changed is they should have color coded both scenes to make them kind of
The same.
The same,
Yeah.
Like color correction.
color corrected.
Yeah, because Spider-Man definitely has that
as a different.
that saturated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the internet has been going wild with this type of stuff,
We got
though.
his attention. What the hell is step 2?
Who do you guys want to see as Spider-Man in the chat room? They're talking about that right now.
You know,
man.
I was kind of upset to see Andrew Garfield leave because I thought he was a great Spider-Man.
I thought he was too.
Special Cases says, sucks Andrew got the boot as well, everybody. Sorry Andrew Garfunkel couldn't be Spider-Man, you know. But Donald for Spider-Man, everybody.
I would like to see that.
Yeah.
I know nothing about that version of Spider-Man, but I think that Donald would make a great. Just his personality fits the Spider-Man character.
I think the only problem is like it goes away from the Spider-Man that I wanted to see, the like teenage Spider-Man, you know, because Donald is, you know,
Older.
Right. So
a lot
it would be
older.
more like the Tobey Maguire college.
yeah,
After
it'd be
college.
the college type of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But if they're saying this is Miles Morales in the Avengers, then that's the other thing. I think Marvel is going to want to go with their name. They're not going to want to go with the Ultimate version. People know Peter Parker, not Miles Morales.
That's going to draw the crowd because people are going to. I
But
think people would get disappointed if
Isn't
they.
most of the Marvel movies that are out right now like based off of the ultimate style and universe a little bit, like
I think
with
they're
Nick Fury
more-
and
It's a mixture, yeah. But see, like Nick Fury is a name, and his character just looks like Sam Jackson. So they put him Sam Jackson in there,
Right.
even though there was a white one that
Yeah.
looked like.
I know
David
I
Hasselhoff.
prefer
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury to
Oh, absolutely.
else. It's-
What's going on, Lick Mike Hunt? That's right, I'm saying it. Gerald Ocon said Jaleel White, Spider-Man. No,
I do that?
nobody wants Urkel. Stephen Urkel.
Say where for you? Where for you?
Special cases: Dylan O'Brien from Maze Runner and Teen Wolf.
He's a good actor.
But Spider-Man, good actor.
I can see it.
So I'm just having a
I
hard
can
time
see it, but I do want Childish Gambino.
because Andrew Garfield, he had that sarcastic, that mentality.
But his
of
Peter
Spider-Man
Parker
did. His
was
Peter Parker. He's
was still like, I saw him as the cool kid.
exactly, yeah. He didn't play a convincing, nerdy.
But
Peter
see, I
Parker.
mean, I liked it because it still broke the.
If we could find
tropes.
somebody that could play Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker,
From
And
Spider-Man
then-
3, I know.
and then
No.
Andrew's
Dig on
Spider-Man,
this.
that would be perfect. Because I think Toby played the geeky kid well.
Aaron,
Well,
I think,
is
I
this
think,
the?
I think Lick My Hunt. His last comment was for you.
Yeah, I see this. I see him.
I'm ashamed I laughed at that.
Terrible. Who is this? Is this the Dylan O'Brien guy?
I think that's the dude on the left.
Is
On the
this-
left?
Is that
Yeah,
Dylan
that's him right
McDermott or Dermot Mulroney?
He kind of looks
What
like
is that?
Andrew Garfield.
As Peter Parker, that guy?
I think it would run into the same thing that Steven was saying. I can't see him as a convincing, geeky.
See, I could.
No, he
well,
geek?
not.
This dude looks like he's the popular guy in freaking High School Musical.
I can see him
You're
as
showing
the-
your
We're
age.
all in this
They
together.
don't do High School Musical anymore.
I don't think so.
No,
On the Disney Channel.
he was the popular guy on the Partridge Family.
in the beginning of Teen Wolf.
He was
more
friends with
dorky.
Peter Brady.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's the guy.
Really? You
Is,
gotta pull
is
out-
this that the kid from Terminator Salvation? I've never seen Terminator
Salvation?
Salvation.
Salvation was the one with.
Let's just get Zac Efron to do it.
Yeah, Zac
Look,
Efron.
he's not the nerdy guy. Like, definitely not the nerdy
Yeah,
guy.
he is.
he's
That
just
haircut?
been playing basketball the whole
Dylan
time.
could pass as a nerdy. All you gotta do is just like dress him appropriately.
But
What are those
that's the same
guys-
thing with Andrew, though. They dressed him appropriately, and he
What
still
is-
didn't
No,
pass
his
as,
whole
like, the same-
demeanor was
What are
straight
the,
up like
What are the twins from Zack and
I could
Cody
shoot a
doing?
whip.
nothing. They went to school.
Let's get them in this.
They're on a cruise.
Yeah.
That's my song.
All right, let's get them back.
Perpetual cruise.
Let's get
Just
them
bring
back.
back Toby so they can get pictures of him crying.
Special case says why not bring back Toby? Because
he's old.
Because Kunta can't do it anymore. That's why. And then he said J.K. Simmons. I don't know who Simmons is.
That's me.
Simons? Simmons?
It's gonna be a tough
You
one.
trying to say
But
that?
that was the big thing when they were even just discussing it. Marvel was like, if we're gonna do it, we don't want.
They don't want any relations.
They don't want, and I think it's
Seriously.
literally so they can not have, so you can stop thinking about these as a Marvel movie. This was something different. So we're gonna pick our own Spider-Man.
And that makes sense. I think
The
as
first
a
and second
company,
one
that's a
was so
smart
good.
move to do because
Yeah.
they want to differ themselves. It's just unfortunate that Sony grabbed Andrew before Marvel could take back Spider-Man.
I always wondered, like, okay, you're Spider-Man. You got your powers from getting bit. Why didn't you go to the hospital when you saw that giant freaking infection on your arm? Like, it's time to go and get that checked out, brother.
Wow, Nightbot shutting down people. I like it.
What happened?
Lick my cunt.
Uh,
69.
It's Hunt, you pervert.
Was just being a douche and Nightbot swatted him.
Whoopsh.
He just posted a link.
He was being a dick before that though.
It said warning.
Yeah.
He's on Resurgence with Whiplash Oscar nomination. I think Simmons played J. Jonah Jameson in the Toby films. Oh wow, terrible. Yeah, he can.
I'm actually
come back.
okay with that guy coming
Yeah,
back.
he can come back.
Because he does that really good. Because he's even in the cartoon.
I've never even
Reprised
seen
his role as
I haven't seen the latest
He does play a
Spider-Man.
good bad guy,
Yeah.
like a good villain.
And then he tries to sell you farmers insurance.
Dun, dun, yeah.
Oh,
Ceramic
I was thinking of
Dragon.
somebody else. Never
Thanks
mind.
for taking the plunge.
Go fuck yourself. Yeah, he wrote my name again.
So I know Marvel said that they're not going to do any more origin stories.
Good.
So whenever
They don't-
Spider-Man actually
Wait,
does
how
come
you gonna
to the-
explain Black Panther then?
I
And
don't-
maybe in
I don't know how they're going to do it. Yeah. Because
Well, then what's
They
the
have to
Black
give
Panther
s-
movie going to be about if it's not an origin
I
story?
don't know. They
That doesn't make any
they said
sense.
after
It's probably gonna be like overview.
they said
This is-
after Doctor
Ant-Man?
Strange and Ant-Man.
There's no more.
I don't think they're doing origin stories. They're just going to go you know this character, boom.
You know the lore,
Which I think
you know
is-
the hero.
I think that's kind of risky to do with Black Panther.
With
'cause
Black
I
Panther
think he's
is
a
a
lesser
huge-
known.
yeah. Well,
I mean,
in
I
the
knew,
Marvel, I mean, for the comic book people, he's not.
For the comic book people.
but for your, average Joe,
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know how many people know him.
My only exposure to the Black Panther is reading Civil War and seeing him in the Illuminati.
And it's crazy because he's like I said last night when we were talking about it, when he fights people or in his comics and stuff like that, he goes against multiple people. Like he's never just 1v1.
Yeah.
Oh my
He
God.
goes
Put the theme
against
song.
like
Is the theme
an
song on
army
there?
of bad guys
Yeah.
every time, and it's just like it's ridiculous.
That is
And like
the
I
best.
when I wrote about the first superhero black person on Earth, it's the Black Panther. And when you look at his history, when I was looking more and more into his history, it's ridiculous. Like
Like, it would be a good origin story to
it would
tell.
be a good 5-movie series.
I just want this.
It's
to be
freaking
the Black
ridiculous.
Panther movie.
And yeah, have you ever seen
Right
this on
here.
Netflix?
This whole
No,
thing.
actually, I haven't.
Watch that on
What-
Netflix.
I missed it. What is
It's a
it?
full
This is-
animated.
This is Black Panther, the
series.
animated series. Yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't it on BET?
It was on BET. Yeah.
And they're only like 5-minute episodes.
I would watch it on YouTube if I were you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
like
'cause
I would
it's like
watch it on.
46
No.
minutes.
Yeah, because it's crazy long on Netflix. But
But the theme song is the best.
theme song is awesome. The cartoon is awesome, and you get to see a really good
Did
story.
he fight Cap like in one of
He
the first
whoops
fights
episodes?
Captain
His
America,
ass.
And you get to learn about
Panther
the
teeth.
the city of Wakanda. And
It's
I love
getting
it.
worse.
It is getting worse.
Oh, raining arrows.
Ooh,
Spears.
fight in the shade.
Run away.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah.
So tell everyone. Why would he say that at his
Kiss my ass.
his final words? Have you seen this all the way through, Corey?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because we're somewhere in
Son of a.
Africa. All the dead people.
And as of lately, they've kind of been throwing Wakanda under the bus in the comic books. Like
Really?
they've been like it got destroyed and then rebuilt and then invaded, and as opposed to before where it's never been invaded, never beaten by any type of outside invading forces. During the secret invasion, there was a pile of dead scroll bodies with a sign that said "Don't come back."
Here
Basically,
comes there.
Well, Marvel's getting ready to destroy everything.
yeah.
So I think that's probably
That's
it's-
probably why, yeah. But he's a boss character. He has to worry about a full country, be an Avenger. It's just like he's got a whole bunch of stuff that he has to take care of. And
Yeah.
that's how they portray him in the comic books. Like, he's not just doing one thing. He's
Right.
got to cover, a whole bunch of... Like, you see Batman. Batman protects Gotham. He's on the Justice League. But whenever you see him fight, it's just like him versus the Joker one time. Him
Right.
versus Riddler. It'll just be like, in this, it's him versus Claw, the Juggernaut, freaking the Black Knight, and then that atomic guy. Like, he goes against a team, and it's just always him.
Into something from Africa.
Oh, Special Case did kind of make a good point. An origin story just needs a 5-minute scene.
Yeah, we don't need another Uncle
An
Ben getting
origin-
shot. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what they're gonna do with Black Panther. They'll just show.
But he's
opening
the
is gonna
problem.
be-
The problem with him is since he's so important to the Marvel universe, I believe, like he
He
ties
stands
in.
to have-
He
he
ties
should
in
have one.
everybody. He
Yeah.
ties in the Fantastic Four. He ties in the X-Men. He ties in the Adventure because he's married to Storm. His first issue was him versus the Fantastic Four, and he's an Avenger. he ties in the full Marvel universe.
Which is funny because I think if you ask, like you said, you ask the average person,
They wouldn't
even
know,
if they read comic books, they may not. They may know the name,
yeah.
but they wouldn't know that.
Yeah, and like it's weird how, and I remember I read something where Stanley was like, I just really wanted to make a black character that didn't seem like he was just an add-on, basically. Like
That's cool.
So he was like, he just made him the most OP he can think of, basically. Wakanda is like this just OP nation that doesn't, in that thing they're like, Wakanda has a large reserve of oil under them. They don't pump it at all. It's just sits there.
It's chilling there.
Yeah.
Because they can.
Because they can. They got other ways to do stuff. So it's like, and they're like the most technically advanced city on the planet type of deal. And it's
Who
just,
invaded them?
Namor's place. The Atlantic or Atlantis. Is
What
that
are they on
Yeah, I think
par
it is,
with
yeah.
them or something?
Yeah. And then, mind you, T'Challa's not the king anymore.
Who's the
It's
king?
his sister now. She's the Black
so
Panther.
she's the one who fucked up. Put a woman
Basically,
in power.
she went and attacked them. They attacked back. It's a war thing.
Namor's bad? No, I thought Namor was a good guy.
He's like I care about my country more than being good type of thing, I think.
Oh.
Or my oceans, whatever you want to call it. It's,
You know what? In the few times I've seen him in a comic, he's a dick.
yeah, that's what I've seen too. But I mean, whatever. I really am interested in how they're gonna do, because I even wrote in the article. It's a huge task to do Black Panther's character justice, and I don't understand how they're gonna do it. Like everybody you can think of. I can fathom how they're doing a Captain America movie. His origin story is pretty easy. You get a super soldier serum. You turn into this, ultimate soldier. You fight in World War II. You go down. You turn into ice. You come back later.
And that could have been a 5-minute intro scene.
Really?
I think,
Black Panther is a little more intricate.
Yeah.
Dad gets killed by a supervillain. Basically, he does a long walk through Africa, meets Storm. They go through their adventure. He comes back. His nation is under attack, so he goes and challenges the Fantastic Four to see if they're worthy enough to help him.
Yeah.
Like, he goes through a whole bunch of freaking crap before he even becomes an Avenger.
I think if you look at it though, like look at all the stuff from Captain America, like even the first one, that's been tied in to so many other things throughout the cinematic universe, and then you have Black Panther, who's coming in towards the end of phase 3. So why put that much effort into it? Because it's not going to have a whole lot of tie-in in the cinematic
True.
universe.
Yeah. So that and that's a logical reason why to keep that stuff out. But I really wish they could have done that from the beginning. Like, I understand you go with your faces, the ones that people know.
You gotta go
right.
with faces.
You go with and then they. I think even beyond that, whenever their faces blew up with like Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, that was like successful.
Well, I was reading. Actually, I watched it one week. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't on. It was like this whole 70-year Marvel anniversary special, and they were saying that when they came out with Iron Man, the first movie, people were like, "This is gonna bomb. Nobody knows about Iron Man." That's such a, which I kind of disagree.
Yeah,
I think
disagree with that one.
But
too.
that's what they were saying, and then it took off. But it was the same thing with Guardians of the Galaxy. You look at this, seemingly no-name group of people, and then that was the best.
And maybe they didn't
top
want
movie of 2014.
I would like to think maybe they didn't want to try that Guardians of the Galaxy gamble with Black Panther, because maybe they know Black Panther is important to us. If it bombs, what does that mean for the future of the stuff?
Because Black Panther is more integrated into the Avengers than Guardians is. I mean,
So-
there's some crossover, but not enough.
So, like, if we go out there with Guardians of the Galaxy and it bombs, okay, it's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians, they even said, Guardians was one of those movies where they said, okay, do we make good movies, or is it the name that's drawing people?
Yeah.
Let's dare them. Let's see what happens.
And I
And
think
it was a
that was
freaking
Guardians.
good movie.
Yeah,
It
I
was
think
an amazing-
Guardians
yeah.
proved that Marvel
Because, I didn't know
knows how to do it.
nothing
Right.
about Guardians. I mean, I still don't really know much of the lore, but
I started reading the comics
From the movie.
after,
Just from the movie?
Just from the movie. I was like, I like this group of people. I want to read the comics. So
and I like, since they can do no wrong, and they've pretty much said, hey, we're planning for the next decade. Check out what we're gonna do.
They did.
It's just like, I can't wait for the other ones. I just saw the little thing that Nerd Reactor put up with Sam Jackson during an interview. Did you see that? Where he was like,
I saw the article, but I didn't read it or
he's
anything.
like, why can't DC get it right? Like,
You know what though? Where I do have to say that DC gets it right in their shows.
yeah, I
Yeah,
wrote an
but
article on that
Their
too.
shows
Yeah,
and their animated movies.
their animated movies are 400 times better than their live action ones.
I'm curious to know how Marvel is going to do now that Agents of Shield is coming back and they're introducing humans. How well are they going to be? Because they now finally have actual characters.
Like meta-human characters.
Meta-human
stuff.
characters.
Yeah.
Corey, what the hell
in
are
the
you
show.
watching?
He's looking at ASAP Yams, the guy that just passed away. That's not him right there, but that's him right there.
What the fuck is on his face?
Yams?
Well, the man's dead, Steven.
Yeah, the
What the
guy.
shit?
It's terrible.
What do I
That's
care about?
because
I'm alive. I don't care.
Gabe Hampton came in the room and said, "Rest in peace, ASAP Yams."
ASAC.
ASAP. He's ASAP Rocky's people. I know you know him, ASAP Rocky.
That doesn't ring a bell.
Really? Not one song, huh?
Is he related to 2 Chainz?
He's done a song with 2 Chainz,
Oh,
but that's about it.
I don't know.
So I guess this is
Music's
Corey.
just got terrible.
This is Corey appeasing, I guess, one person.
Yeah.
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 Well, we're all talking about Marvel stuff. And
I know,
then everybody looks like, what the hell are these
The-
guys? Is ASAP Yams going to be the new
Is he
Spider-Man?
Black Panther?
Yeah, that's Miles Morales, everybody.
Jeez. Yeah, DC, they've got a... And Sam knew... I mean, Sam wasn't saying anything. It's just kind of like to diss DC or anything like that. He was
No.
just... That's how he feels. Like, think about why people aren't flocking to go see, a Green Lantern movie or something
Well,
like
yeah.
that. But they're just as big and iconic as in the comic book world as Marvel characters that they are.
Well, and I think part of DC's problem too is their refusal to cross between
Connect the
the
universes.
TV.
Yes,
Exactly. I mean, they straight up said this is a different universe, and or it's a different. What was it? Yeah, it was a different
Yeah, it's
universe.
different
yeah.
universe. Yeah, and it's a dumb on their part.
I think
Definitely.
the guy
So
who plays
dumb.
Arrow should be Arrow in the
The
Justice
guy-
League movie.
And the guy who plays Flash.
The
should be
problem
Flash.
the problem with the Arrow guy is the TV show has made Arrow Batman. He intimidates people
Yeah,
and stuff
that's
like that
true,
to get
yeah.
all his stuff. When
Yeah.
when the Arrow isn't that type of.
See, I know nothing about the actual Green Arrow comic book.
He's
character.
more of a lighthearted, funny
Jokester.
character type of. Yeah, jokester type
Yeah.
of. He's not that.
He's
you have
not Batman.
failed this city. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
It's gone
Batman
forever.
out there.
My
He's
phone's
more-
gone
right
forever.
there,
Is it?
Steven.
What about Flash?
Flash is fine.
Flash
Save
is
my
The
life.
way,
that's how
the
he
Flash,
is.
they've done the Flash well.
Is that more of how the Green Arrow is? More of that
Yeah,
Joker?
because
like,
with Green Arrow, Green Lantern, and the Flash, they're kind of all, they all kind of have that sense of humor. They're more of the light-hearted
Like Spider-Man.
superheroes. Yes.
Okay.
So whenever they're usually like the partners type of thing. This video that Corey's watching right now really made me be like, Green Arrow is kind of weak. Because
Okay.
this is like, and these are awesome little things that DC did. But there's a fight scene with Green Arrow in this where he fights just a regular henchman, and it takes him forever to beat him.
See, for me, I'm watching because the TV shows are my only exposure to
Uh-huh.
the DC Comics universe at all. And I'm watching this, I'm like, holy shit, Green Arrow's badass.
Yeah,
Like,
watch this. I mean, he is.
I mean,
he has his his
he
moments.
has his moments, but
but he's not.
he's not the
no.
TV show character.
If you watch this is more akin to what a Green Arrow is.
Okay.
If you watch Arrow, that's Batman.
That's
they're trying to
Batman
put up
with a
there.
green cape.
That is Batman because this is Arrow, or this is Green Arrow versus Merlin, and they'll show Merlin in a second here. But
What movie is this actually?
this is just a little short. This is the Green Arrow. I can't remember what it's called. Was like Emerald something? What is it called? Corey, you looked it up, didn't you?
This is just the DC showcase.
Okay.
It's-
Oh, so yeah, DC Showcase. Yeah, that's what this one is. So they have the characters from the show. Like there's Merlin right there.
Right.
And they also have Count Vertigo in this episode too. But this is the type
He
of
took an
stuff
arrow
where-
to the knee.
Yes, he did take an arrow to the knee. But he's more lighthearted on this one. It's not like trust me, he's definitely not the.
He's not Oliver Queen.
No, he's not the.
You have failed this city.
And like he doesn't know how to fight better than Black Canary, hands down. She is one of like the most skilled fighters in the DC universe.
So I'm assuming that the Sarah Lance.
It's like flipped, put it that way.
Yeah,
she would know how to beat the snot out of Arrow. And this one, the Batman Arrow, that one that they're showing right there, he's more of like this environmentalist type of guy,
like Robin Hood.
Yes.
Okay.
Except for more like, you're dumping toxics into the
yeah,
the
but
river.
he's like
Instead of your dumping
Captain Planet.
Yeah, he's a Captain Planet. Yeah, but he's still
He's
lighthearted
my
and stuff
hero.
like that. Like he's still
See, based on that, I mean, I like the TV version better actually.
like, see, look at that. Like, you take that bow and arrow out of his hands, and he's kind of just
As opposed to Oliver Queen and
who would beat the snot out of
He
somebody
pulls
if
out
he
some-
with a stick,
yeah,
like with a
With a
pencil,
toothpick.
yeah, or some, yeah.
yeah.
That's not the. That's
but not
not.
with a sword.
That's why I don't understand why. Wow, terrible.
Oh,
Terrible.
too soon. Too soon.
That's why I don't understand why they decided to. And I think actually I understand is because they did want that Bruce Wayne Batman type of.
That's true,
character.
because you put Oliver Queen in with Batman.
And it's just, that's the exact same.
It's the
person.
same thing. It's just
yeah,
he's green and
he's black. Yeah.
black. I was gonna say.
Terrible. He's like, I don't want to say.
And
I don't want to say.
African American.
And he's wearing an African American shirt.
But they could have just done a Batman TV show then. For all I care. Like now, have you
Better
seen?
than Gotham.
Have you seen Gotham?
I haven't even bothered.
I just watched the promo of the latest Gotham, and they show like kid Bruce Wayne in front of a board meeting, trying to give out orders and stuff like that.
The whole
Like he's Bruce Wayne.
the whole way that they're doing the show makes no sense to me because they're introducing villains that he fights as an adult, but they're villains now. So by the
Yeah.
time he's an adult, they're going to be 100. It's no wonder he beats them all the time.
They're all old.
like,
Yeah.
3 times his age.
It's I don't really care for it because it's all prequel stuff, and so I try to watch it. Like Laura tried to get me to watch it because she's really enthralled into it.
Gotham.
Yeah, and I watched it and I was like, it's interesting episodes, but then at the end of the day, I know where they're all gonna go. They're all just gonna grow up to get beat up by Batman. And like,
Yeah, I would rather watch.
and the next one is supposed to be the big one because it's gonna be the first Joker.
Oh yeah,
in
I heard
there.
that.
First time Joker's gonna be seen.
John J
Oh, no.
1224 says I'm Batman.
He might be actually, but since you're John J, I'm gonna guess that you're the Martian Manhunter, John Jones.
Ooh.
There it is. You're welcome for that, John J. You're welcome.
And
Webslinger says he's the Flash. Yeah.
Special Cases wanted
got
a
proof.
reboot for Captain America with big stars, but it happened already.
Yeah, there it is.
Don Cheadle, yep.
Don Cheadle. It just got sad towards the end, though.
All trees.
Don Cheadle, I really like as an actor too.
I do too.
Fuck that baby tree.
Stop. It's trees.
He's kidding.
That nose on Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle is awesome, everybody.
I was just watching.
Gotham is boring. Yes,
Yep,
John
Gotham
J.
Yes.
sucks.
Yes, Gotham is definitely boring. And it's sad because they could have just done a show about the Gotham PD and made it like SVU.
Bling,
They
bling.
could have.
So this guy was found with
It's,
a Joker card in his asshole.
It's
Cling,
semen
cling. Who
everywhere.
was it?
And Croc semen everywhere. What is this?
Oh,
Fan
God.
made film for what?
Captain Planet.
Oh, terrible. We don't need that.
Yeah, it's.
I saw a fan made film for Mega Man a long time ago.
I've seen that too.
It was terrible.
It was pretty bad. I wanted to watch that cartoon though when I was younger.
I used to watch
It
a
came
lot
out
of
at like 5 o'clock though.
I used to like watching fan made trailers for things. They had one called Grayson.
Oh, wow, hello.
That was interesting. That's the chick with the scars on her face, right?
Oh, hello.
The supervillain.
Is that White China?
I don't know.
No, from Arrow.
Oh yeah, it does.
Looked
yeah.
like her.
I've seen this fan made. Yeah, this is like a years later thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Were they all grown up?
Yeah, they're all grown up. All
I was gonna
grown
say-
up. My ring is flashing. That means there's dirt on the ground somewhere.
Someone dropped a can.
Yeah, somebody.
That son of
That's
a bitch.
the Asian girl.
That's gonna be the Asian girl. Yeah.
Art. Where's he at?
When I
He's
first saw
he's
that, I
alcoholic?
thought that was Austin Powers' son. What's his name?
Seth Green, yeah.
It's like Seth Green's gonna be in this.
Preparation H does
Yeah.
feel good.
The
on
Walking
the
Dead
whole.
is awesome.
No,
It is.
it's not.
It's awesome.
It was awesome season 1 and 2.
Still good.
And then when they start just repeating the same thing, you know
All I
what?
see is Seth
You know what the
Green.
storyline in Walking Dead is? There's a group of black people, and one dies, and then one gets
That's
introduced.
Find a new
Spoilers.
one,
And then
and
one
then
It's
dies.
actually
Damn it,
true.
Aaron. Spoilers.
That's how it happened. That's the storyline that's playing out right now. Let me guess. Are they going to find another sanctuary place that seems safe, but then the people that are there are actually kind of
No,
evil?
they actually.
Let me break it
find
to you.
island.
It's the end of the world. Everyone is in it for themselves.
Yep.
And you're filled with zombies. There is no sanctuary.
And that's what the storylines have been. They just kind of go to a new place that seems like a safe haven, and then it gets destroyed, and then
You know
they
what? I bet you
split up, meet
this
again.
is much safer. No zombies are gonna get to us here.
What's happening right now, Walking Dead guys? What's
Watch.
happening? It's clearly different from what I just said, right?
Yeah. it
So
is.
what's going on? Have they not just left the safe haven where they're split up?
Hmm,
There it is.
a while back.
You're welcome.
No, because the last
Oh.
like mid season, it was all them on the road.
On the
So what, are they
road.
back to season 1 again?
No, they
Or
were
season 2?
I guess
So it's just come full circle now, huh? That's what we're back to? We have
No, it's
downgraded
different
to
scenario.
season.
The main scenario, I guess, is similar.
I don't get your point, Aaron.
But
It's the same thing. It's like, okay, when I was watching when I was asking my sister, like, why are you watching soap operas?
What's up, Bone Syndicate?
Because they're doing the same soap opera storylines over and over. She's like, yeah, but it's different characters.
Yeah.
So you've essentially seen the same storyline over and over.
It's these two
just
twin
di-
brothers.
instead of those
Instead
two.
of those two
yeah.
twin brothers.
So I'm like, how do you watch that? Like, it's not going to be different. These soap operas have been going on for the longest too. 80s, 70s, and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
and they
Days of Our Lives.
exactly they've been going on
As
for
the world
crazy.
turns.
So I'm like, that's what I'm seeing Walking Dead as. Like, you don't see an end point to this thing. I don't see where it could end at all.
They
It
find
would
a cure.
just be, okay. We found another place where we can be safe for a little while. Something happens, disastrous. Main character or main-ish character dies. We leave. We get split up again. We come back. The audience is happy that we're back as a group again. We find another sanctuary. Wash, rinse, repeat.
They're gonna run out of sanctuaries.
I
They're gonna
can
have to
see-
Thank
move
you.
back
I
to
can
another one that they were
see
previously
your-
at.
Right?
I can see what you're angry about, or what like how you, but it's I don't know. I see more of
He
the
said-
journey.
Special,
Instead of-
and that could be the ride, that
That's-
people
that's
like.
what it is. It's like what they go through.
They're
It's
like-
the same scenario, yeah, but it's what they go through and how they go through it each different time.
Because it's like when you break it down into story arcs, if all the story arcs are the same, I'm gonna be upset.
Didn't Steven just pretty much tell you about Dragon Ball Z story arcs are all the exact same?
Yes,
But I told you why I like
That's your
that
favorite.
though. I told you why I like
people
that.
like the same
The-
reason you
the-
would like Dragon Ball Z.
just the
you
fights.
Have, you have
the-
your stuff. Is why people like.
and
Walking
it was
Dead.
one of my first ones, so I didn't know any other variety. Like if I compared it to other stuff now, I'd be like, it sucks. But it was just one of the first ones,
Dragon Ball Z sucks.
so it wasn't like, what is that? The quota of black people? Is that what they're showing?
That's what. Who said? Oh, special cases said they can only have a certain amount of black people on at a time.
Yeah, contractually. Yeah, that's what it is.
It's affirmative action.
That's exactly what it is. They haven't killed him yet.
Everybody hates Chris.
Yeah,
He'll die.
give it some time. Yeah,
He's
give it some
useless.
time.
They screwed
Dragon
his
Ball
character with
sucks, and someone in the chat says.
Dragon Ball did suck. Yeah,
It's
Dragon Ball Z
Still
was
sucks.
the good one.
the, still sucks.
Dragon Ball Z was the good
Same
one.
thing.
I'm just letting you know.
special cases said it should end season 7.
What are they? They're on season 7 now.
I don't know.
No, I think they're
I
on
think they should have 6
season
seasons in a movie.
6.
They should not have a movie of this. They should not have a movie
It's
of
just
this.
community reference.
It's true.
I
they-
understand what the reference is, but I'm
there's
saying
there's only
they
certain
should
ways
not.
it will end.
Everybody dies.
Nuke the whole
Either
thing.
everybody will die,
Nuke the whole thing.
or it's gonna be the end. It's gonna be like
If everyone dies in this,
just Rick
that
moving
would have
on by
been
himself.
the waste. If Rick is by himself, I'll be like, all right, it's kind of
Like
all
his
right.
son's dead,
But
Glenn's
if-
dead, Daryl's dead.
If
and then they
everybody
move on.
dies in this freaking show,
or vice versa, Rick will die. The rest of the group will move on.
if everybody dies in this freaking show, it would be the biggest waste of.
John J 1224. Thank you. You just got banged.
It would be the biggest waste
That's
of any viewer's existence.
No,
I
it wouldn't.
feel.
No, what?
If,
Isn't that
if all of them died,
Isn't
Yeah.
that kind of like
Biggest waste.
Lost?
That
I
wouldn't
mean,
be
I
the
never
biggest
watched
waste,
Lost,
Aaron.
but
and Lost was the
I
same
heard
thing,
this is
right?
where
it was like they were all
you
dead the
as
whole
a-
time,
Lost,
right?
Lost was
Aaron,
the same
you
thing,
as
right?
a
think so.
storyteller should know better.
Why
I'm
do you
very
think?
disappointed.
This is
in you
this
right
is
now.
he just said the
You're very
perfect thing
disappointing.
Well,
to just
I do what I can.
Yeah, he just said the perfect thing to just shut down anything you would even come up with. Lost was the perfect. Everybody loved Lost.
No.
Yes, they did.
No.
Your wife bought a video game for Lost.
Yeah, but
You're done,
I watched
Corey.
it with her, you idiot.
You're
Lost,
done.
Lost fell off 2 seasons before it ended.
They're not showing any signs of stopping their ending. You don't know where they're gonna
But
fall
I'm
off.
saying it's different. Lost had a supremely
We'll figure
disappointing ending, but on top of that, people were done with that show 2 seasons before because it got
It
ridiculous.
was done 2 episodes.
How many
What was that
seasons did Lost
monster?
go?
What?
Was it
Bone Syndicate, you
the
just got
monster in the
banged.
beginning in the first
Oh, it
episode?
was,
that was
like, it was like a smoke something thing, wasn't it?
Smoke
I
Monster,
don't remember.
yeah,
Hold on, I
whatever.
wanna-
It
how
was-
many seasons did
I
Lost
was
go?
into I was into Lost too. I watched
Lost
Yeah.
went 6 seasons.
Sure.
No, I thought it went longer than that.
I'm
I
looking
thought-
at
But
Wikipedia.
they totally jumped the shark and started just doing weird stuff. Like that was way different.
What? Oh,
Well,
Lost.
the writer's strike was in the middle of it too.
Well,
That
Lost
didn't
was
help.
weird from the start. I mean, you got
Yeah, it went 6 seasons, 121 episodes, and then the ending just kind of right.
I don't know. That's
They were all
see,
dead.
I read, yeah, that's what I thought. It was
So-
they were all
yeah.
dead, right? Yeah.
But,
So if
but
they
it was
went-
one of those things where they were dead the whole time. One of those M. Night Shyamalan.
and why do you think
Yeah.
people hate that? Why do you think people hate that, Corey? Tell me.
Why do people hate that?
Why do you think people hate that? Why do you think M. Night Shyamalan? Why do you think Will Smith just came out and was like, he regrets heavily After Earth? That's one of his lowest points in his career.
Nobody saw that
M.
movie.
Night Shyamalan directed it.
That
Was
movie-
it-
Coincidence?
Was that what it was in After Earth? They were dead. I
No,
never
no,
saw
they
it.
weren't
Oh,
dead.
okay.
No. It's just the link
The storyline was dead.
it's the link that M. Night Shyamalan created
Yeah.
that crap. He had a
M.
one
Night Shyamalan doesn't
He
have
has
anything
one
to do with
idea,
Walking
and
Yeah,
then
Dead,
he
though.
cookie cuts it to all of his
and
movies.
he thinks it's a good
Well,
trick. It's
Signs
fool me
wasn't like
once.
that, though.
It's a fool me once.
yeah.
Shame on
Fool me
on
once, shame on
you.
you. Fool me twice,
once.
shame on
You can't fool me again. That's what it is. So
Come on, you get
it's the
past
same thing. If
Fool me
Walking Dead,
twice, I'm onto you.
if Walking Dead did a lost
Special
ending,
cases. Thank you.
if
Thank you.
Walking Dead did a lost ending, that would be the biggest waste.
If
I
they did a what?
promise you, a lost type ending.
Where they
A lost
dead.
type ending would be that at the very end of it,
What
Rick
is- what is
wakes up
special-
and there never was a
what is
zombie
special-
apocalypse.
what
He's
is
in
special-
he's in the police car with
Yeah, he's in the
What does
police
special
car.
say? I didn't see what he said in the chat because I
he
He
lost.
said he
regrets it.
regrets it because it flopped. If it didn't flop, he'd shut the hell up.
I regret what.
Oh no! Will Smith
Will
regrets
Smith
it because
regrets
it
the
flopped.
movie
If
because
it
it
didn't
flopped.
flop,
He
then
doesn't
shit.
regret it because of
Night.
anything creative.
He has been in flops before. Wild Wild West. Did he say that?
This was the
That
biggest
movie
flop.
was
And
awesome.
Wild
That
Wild
was
West
an
was
awesome
awesome.
movie.
Wild Wild West flopped harder than
No.
After Earth. I
No, it didn't.
guarantee it
No, it
did.
didn't.
He passed up The Matrix
Wild Wild West
to
was
do. He passed up The Matrix 1 to do Wild Wild
Yeah,
West.
but Wild Wild West is not looked at upon as poorly as After Earth. After Earth, go to Rotten Tomatoes
see.
or something. Let's look at it.
Yeah,
But
look
I'm
that
pretty
up.
sure After Earth is pretty shitty, and he had his son involved in it.
And his son's
How wait?
accent's
How are you
atrocious.
measuring success in terms of revenue? Is that how?
Sure.
How okay?
Sure. Walking Dead. If
Opening numbers.
Aaron, there's a difference between a catch or trick ending of it was all a dream or there was a highway next to the farm the whole time than a story where the main character dies at the end. You're throwing them in the same bucket and they're not in the same bucket.
Well,
You
when
can-
when the main character dies at the end, it's like, what was I doing this for?
Yeah,
Why did I watch this?
And that's
Why
the
do you
same-
watch anything?
that's the same
For the
bucket.
story.
The same bucket as
It
as you
ruins the
killing
story
everybody.
for you,
It-
though.
so
it
in
literally
every
does.
single story you read or watch, Steven, you want the main character to live at the end.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
If I'm following this fool closely, he better die
Yeah,
at
it's
80
like,
something.
why?
Stupid.
he better freaking.
That is so terrible. Your guys' logic on
I'm
that
trying to
is
What is
think
he
of-
done?
I'm trying to
It's
think-
a waste of time.
It makes
like,
your
what-
story
really trying
so
to think-
predictable.
the
I'm
story
really-
is not even good.
I'm-
Like take Elysium, for example.
Which I spoiled, and you can go back on the episodes and look at that because I said the exact.
Elysium
before I
was a
even
good
saw it.
movie through all the way to the end when he's like
I
he just lets
It has
himself
to,
die.
It,
thoroughly
no,
enjoyed Elysium.
It has to. Your stuff
I'm
is just
beginning
terrible,
nerd.
but it has to make sense. I'm not saying that it ruins every movie, but it has to make sense when that character dies.
Like certain movies, I understand.
The majority of the deaths for main characters that you see in movies or it's because they felt like this was going to be some type of artistic thing, or this was like some grand sacrifice. No, you're doing that because you don't want to do the main way, which you think is too mainstream of keeping the person alive, which you're like, oh, what's the purpose for that then? Or you know what's going to happen. You want to try to use that trick of let's kill him, you know, and do it. Look at Will Smith's movie with
7 pounds.
no, the zombie movie.
Oh,
I Am Legend.
Where they
I
had,
like that movie
where
to
they
the
had
goddamn
two,
end.
where they had two different endings.
The alternate ending was better.
And the alternate ending
Oh,
is
what was the alternate? What was
almost
the alternate ending? What was
Alternate ending was worse.
everybody that I've had besides this weirdo right
Well,
here
this
has
is
said,
retarded.
has said that alternate ending made for a way better
Wait, let
ending.
me guess.
Way
He
better.
lives.
No, it didn't.
The alternate ending, he pushes
He
the body
survives.
back out, and there's no like explosion or anything. He just
Stupid.
pushes the
Right.
body away,
The
and then they
monster
all
picks
go.
it up
Yeah,
and like walks off.
Stupid.
Okay.
Like they all take off because he got what they wanted, and then it's the girl, Will Smith, and the kid driving to the sanctuary.
and it's also not just the fact that he survives. It's also the fact that
It leaves it open for sequels.
Yeah.
not just that as well, but the fact that he didn't just slaughter a mass of people that you just realized have some type of, you know,
Conscience?
Yeah.
Right.
What? Like,
Okay.
Like they're evolving.
why am I? Yeah, like they're evolving. They're smart. They have their own type of, you know, stuff. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Opening weekend, Wild Wild West, 49,705,055. After Earth opening weekend, 27,520,040.
There you go.
They're both flops.
But that one was half. It was twice as.
Did you look at the
And-
Rotten Tomato stuff?
Probably,
IMDb.
probably
Okay, what does IMDb
cost
give?
them way more to produce.
What does IMDb give
God,
the
man, I don't know how
the whatchamacallit?
you guys are falling
The,
off. It's
After
past
Earth.
your guys' bedtime.
What are you talking about?
After Earth.
After
What
Earth?
did, yeah, what did it give
What do you
that?
mean, like a rating?
Yeah.
Let me see.
They have ratings on all of them stuff on everything.
How many?
5.0 for After Earth.
For IMDb,
Yeah.
and Wild Wild West got a 4.8. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
A worst movie. Rotten Tomatoes, what did they give it?
Not Rotten Tomatoes. Let me look it up.
For After Earth.
Let me look it up.
Wild Wild West, I like the movie because it's so
You know what
goofy
the
and
sad
campy.
is? It's like
Right.
it's not even his movie. It's his son's movie. After Earth.
It truly
You
isn't.
regret working with your son.
Yeah.
Is what you're doing.
You because
Holy
it's
crap.
it's about your
Like 1 star.
yeah. It's the same thing with Wild Wild West. Did they have a percentage?
11%.
Yeah.
Yeah, 11% for After Earth.
Yeah, and it's
I'm
just
gonna look up,
17% for
Oh,
Wild Wild West. They're both crap. So it's ridiculous though. But it's the same thing. It's to wrap it all back around with freaking Walking Dead. I don't foresee them getting like. How do you think Walking Dead is going to end, Corey?
I don't care. I'm enjoying every single episode. I'm enjoying the storylines. I'm enjoying the episode. If it gets to an ending and they pull a Dexter, yeah, I'll be upset. But Dexter was the perfect example. I loved the show. The show was awesome, and they
Spoilers coming.
did a terrible ending.
Maybe
The
it's like
ending-
the equivalent of, for me at least, it's the equivalent like I just ate this good meal and then at the end this rotten piece. I'm not gonna remember that as a good meal.
Ye-
I'm gonna walk away like
Yeah.
parts of that was good, but then that last part really freaking. I'm not gonna eat that again.
There's a difference between.
Okay, because I was like that with Sons.
You didn't like the ending of Sons? You didn't like Jack's?
I thought it was a good ending, but again, it was like and it built up to that moment. So you knew
And you saw it coming at
you
the end,
saw
right?
it coming.
Yeah.
And you knew.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the fact that I couldn't change it.
But see, that's a difference from you didn't see
I
it
wanted
coming.
to change the ending.
That's
You
a
guys are
that's a
stupid.
difference from you couldn't
guys are
see
so
it
dumb.
coming for them just doing something.
Yeah.
Then boom, they killed him.
Yeah, just out of nowhere, sniper shots to the head.
You saw him dying episodes episodes
episodes,
before. There
because
was
it
no
was just-
other
it was
outcome.
coming.
Yeah, from what he dug himself into, you saw that coming.
Yeah.
There was no. Everything
Watch
was
out,
just going
Special
on.
Cases hasn't finished Sons.
We
haven't-
just finished it for you basically.
Yeah, we
but
may
you
send it, yeah.
saw that outcome coming. So at the end, it wasn't as surprising. It wasn't surprising at all. Actually,
It built it.
I knew that was gonna
yeah,
happen.
you knew.
you knew that was gonna happen. But they do stuff in these type of movies and crap like that, like where they just throw it on you and just like boom, accept that, and it's
Yeah.
just like what? Like, how is that even a thing?
How could you accept something like that?
Like, no.
You want the protagonist
Steven,
to
did
win.
you watch Breaking Bad?
I did.
Did you like Breaking Bad?
That was another thing. It was just like
yeah,
Sons.
just like that.
You
okay.
knew it was gonna happen.
I don't now. Look, I'm not the biggest fan of Breaking Bad. Right? I stopped at that one at the season before the final one. Correct? But to me,
You
that
literally
ending-
could have, and then
To me, that ending made sense.
Okay.
That made sense.
died.
His thing is leading. That's where he is
leads it up
pointing to.
It leads that from the beginning.
But if
he
he
has
died at the
cancer.
end, what was the point of the whole show?
He was. You got to
That don't
understand.
make no sense.
You got to understand, and then especially the way you're going with I do the journey. If the journey doesn't seem like it's pointing that direction, then yeah. Then what was I watching
you
all
just
this for?
completely contradicted yourself.
No, I didn't.
In the
Because you're
most
not listening.
bizarre
That's
way.
why you're not listening. The
You
whole
said-
thing is
you said if a character dies at the end of their series.
so you didn't hear me. At
why
one,
was I watching?
You didn't
it?
hear me one time say.
We were talking about movies.
Thank
with
you.
that
You didn't hear
too,
me.
by the way.
You didn't hear me one time say it has to make sense.
I personally hate it. I'm telling you right now. Like
Corey Vincent, you didn't hear me say that?
I understand when
No.
it happens.
Yeah,
but
see,
I
that's
hate
what
it.
I'm talking
You
about.
didn't
You're
say
not
that.
listening.
But
I
okay,
said it has to make sense.
Okay, then going back to The Walking Dead, which started this whole thing.
Uh huh.
There's plenty of ways that all the characters can die and it'll make sense at the end.
They all turn into zombies. I mean,
Rick can die on the final episode and it wouldn't make the show any less gratifying than if he lives at the very end of it.
It doesn't make sense to me because the purpose of the show is for their survival.
Yes.
So
But
that's
everybody
the journey.
dies.
So that's the journey you're
whether,
watching.
Whether he dies of old age
So
or
if it's
gets bit by a walker.
and what did I say? If I'm watching it, he better die at 80 years old. Didn't I say that? Didn't I say that? Because that's everybody dies type of thing. But if it's a big thing where they're locked in a freaking warehouse and they just get zombie overran and just killed as the very last episode, I'm like, what the hell was I watching that for?
see, I would be like, well, it was bound to happen at some point. I mean,
Like it to me, it's like, okay, we're going for survival, and most likely that probably will be the ending.
yeah.
Most likely that why probably because everything that I've seen for that whole show, and most everything that I've seen for that whole show is like, we're gonna give you this little bit of hope. I'm gonna show you this right here, and then I'm gonna crush it from you. Oh, there's a
That is the theme
there's a
of it.
cure at the CDC. Let's go to the CDC. They get there. No, there's not. Let's crush it for you, and then let's kill one of the main characters to go ahead and
Yeah.
kick you in the nuts.
To irk you.
That's what they do. Oh, you have this this farm that you guys are on, and you're looking for your daughter, and it looks like you're making headway in that. Oh, here's your daughter. She's a zombie. Let's crush that little bit of hope.
They
in your
do
life.
like to play the emotional card.
And that's-
toy
yeah.
with your emotions.
So that's what I see it moving toward.
and that's what this season is
Hey, Dog Sniper 95 just got banged.
so
all
it,
about.
that's where I see it going. So it's just like
It's gonna be one of those things where he's gonna end up probably bit or something, and you're gonna it. Walking Dead, the
video game, yeah.
it's gonna be that situation
How do
where
you-
it's like you guys need to go on.
I'm really
and
really
survive.
curious how to see how they end that full entire series.
And that pissed me off too. Another thing, I didn't
like that either.
I don't like the
I did
main
not like that
characters
either.
die.
I
That's
didn't-
just me. I mean, I will accept him, like you said, when
Uh-huh.
they build up to it, and it's like, okay, you see it coming. It irritates me, and I'd rather them live always.
Well, I think that's something that's
So
kind of built
crazy.
into us because I think
Why?
killing the main character is a fairly new.
Life is a zombie
Why?
apocalypse.
and they're doing it
John-
more, yeah.
John
Yeah,
Jay.
and
They're doing
as
it more.
opposed to growing up, main character never died. Are you serious? Like,
Yeah.
I hate the predictability of when the main character can't die or when someone's impervious to death. I hate it. Heroes. That's what killed me because you knew Siler was never going to go away.
But that's a villain. That sucks because he's not somebody that I want to follow. He's somebody that's an antagonist to the people that I
And
do
he's
want to
not
follow.
gonna
I
go
didn't
away.
like Siler at all. Like Siler was good the first season, that's it. And then
Yeah.
when they try to make him an actual villain, like
the reason that makes Walking Dead so interesting to watch for me is the fact that when they go into a tense situation, it really does get tense because they're not afraid to kill characters outside of maybe Rick, Carl, and Daryl at this point.
And you know what? I think if they do, they're gonna get a lot of backlash from their fans.
But why?
So it would be like, as opposed to like, okay, spoilers if you're not caught up on Arrow, it'd be like watching Arrow and he gets stabbed, and then you're like, okay, well, there's no way that they're killing him, so you're not too invested in
Yeah,
him
when
dropping
Arrow
off the cliff.
when Arrow got stabbed at the end, there was no part of me at all that was like, "Oh, we might never see him again." It's
Yeah.
like, okay. This is just
I mean, I was like, oh shit, like he just got
But you-
stabbed,
No,
but I
no,
wasn't
no.
like.
But you know why I was satisfied with that one? Because it showed me that he couldn't beat somebody. He's not.
He's not invincible.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
he
no.
lost is what
He
it
did,
was.
yeah.
So it wasn't like, oh, I know he's gonna come back. It was, you're
He
not
would be
beating
beat.
Raja Ghul.
they've
but
done that
he's-
before, though.
Yeah, but as a main character type of thing.
He in the comic books, Arrow couldn't touch Deathstroke, but he beat him in this thing. That to me was like, what the hell?
But
Yeah,
barely,
they did
but
the
barely.
same thing, but they played the same angle with Malcolm. Didn't Malcolm kick his ass, and then like a season later, he finally came back and beat him?
Because Malcolm in the comic books could get beat by Arrow any given
Yeah, but-
Sunday.
but-
like that's
So will you take all this back if in a season, if a season goes by, or at the end of this season, Arrow beats up?
if he beats Ra's al Ghul, I'd be like, that's definitely a bad freaking play. You know how he has to beat Ra's? He cannot beat him one-on-one, first of all. This has to be a Justice League versus Ra's. So that means Black Arrow, Canary, Arsenal, Merlin and his sister, and Diggle. All
and Diggle.
all fighting
So it has
Ra's.
to be a Tuesday at 5 p.m.
Because
when Roz is eating brunch.
yes, yeah.
Why are you eating brunch at 5 p.m.?
He-
Because it's brunch time.
He just got out the shower. He's freaking
He's got
reaching
one
for
hand
his
on the
towel.
towel.
Yeah. And they all bust in the window at one point with arrows.
with full automatic.
Yeah. And then that's how they beat him. Because Batman has trouble with them on his best day.
Delbs TV says, "What's up, fellas? What's going on?"
What's
man?"
going on, Dale?
So,
cracking?
Zelbs.
So yeah, I'll fully, if that episode happens where they make it to where he just dove into the window real quick and it's just a one-on-one battle between Arrow, I'd be like, no, that's not happening. This dude stabbed you in the gullet and dropped you off a freaking thing, and he's 172 years old because of the Lazarus Pit, and that's just how this is how we glaze over that. No, when they did it with the Flash,
Yeah.
Flash goes against the Reverse Flash, he gets beat up.
Right.
That's how they're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Exactly how you're supposed to do it. These people in comic books, they're immortal. You can't kill anybody in comic books, but they can lose.
They could, yeah.
So
They
that's
can come near death. I mean, they can come
that's where
damn near.
and that's what they have to play on with these comic book ones. But anything outside these comic book ones, it should be off. It should be off limit. Anything should go or whatever. And that's what they've been doing, taking liberty on with Walking Dead like crazy. And that's why the only foreseeable thing I can see them doing is kind of just wiping out everybody.
Trebek says, "Yeah, but Batman sucks. It makes sense that he has trouble with Ra's al Ghul."
Well, Trebek is a troll.
Good call. Good call.
Trebek is definitely a troll.
Good comment.
That's definitely not the case with that one.
All right,
but,
Hollow Monkey, have a good night. Thank you, sir, for your contributions. We're probably gonna be wrapping this bad boy up pretty soon.
Yeah, people. It's
Hang a bow on it.
There's fine rules to making stories, but the thing is, I say the number one rule is that there's
Just be nice to each other.
It's all over the place.
That's not something.
Because
that's
different
not
people, like what's entertaining to Corey, not entertaining to me, and
Right.
kind of vice versa in certain situations. So
Although I do see Corey's point, though. That is, that doesn't make for a more suspenseful, tense TV show when you're going in, not saying, okay, he's safe, and she's safe. Okay,
But you don't-
everybody else,
You know, it's a-
but
you don't
in
think
Walking Dead,
you don't think you know that in Walking Dead? I know who's safe in Walking Dead.
you know,
The
who's
white-
te- you
the
know,
white
who's,
people.
I know the three people that are safe in Walking Dead
you know
that are not
who's
going to die.
temporary safe.
No, I
You know.
don't count anybody that's introduced into that cast as temporary safe. I
Who are
count them
they?
as
Who are they?
timed deaths.
Who?
That's what they are.
Who
Wait.
are the three, Aaron?
Who are the three that are
You
absolutely
got
safe?
the main dude, Rick. He's safe. You got Daryl. He's 100% safe. And I'll even go as far as say his son,
Carl.
Carl.
I
I'll
think
say
his son will die.
I think his son will die, if anything, as an ending thing. One more, let's kick you in the balls, everybody, to make you feel.
Daryl won't die because Daryl's a character made for the show.
Yep.
That's why he's always alive during these impossible situations. There's a zombie about to bite your neck.
Right.
bro. And then when you come back from commercial break, the zombie's dead and you're walking.
Yeah, and then that's
You-
what they.
You're,
Hey!
you're a hero. It was
got
made
banged.
specifically for the show. So he's going to live on until the
Yeah.
end of days. Probably cross over into the spinoff.
Yeah, which I'm really interested in seeing what they're gonna do with that.
I see Glenn and Maggie probably dying together.
Oh, yep, they're dead. They're already. You
They're-
guys
they're dying
signed their
together.
death certificate months ago.
by being invested in them.
Yes.
The minute they plowed in that drugstore,
I love Maggie.
They was gonna die together.
Oh my God, Laura Cohan.
yeah, Carl's probably gonna die. Michonne's probably gonna die.
I can see her dying by fighting like 70 zombies.
70 zombies
Yep,
dying.
blaze of glory type of thing.
Tyrese's sister, she's probably the next one to go.
She's dead already. I don't
Yeah.
even know why you're even talking about that person. Tyrese is dead. She's dead already.
And she
She's
is
gone.
hot.
She is super gone.
Ridiculous.
They're going to have a last meal with her. That's what they're going to have.
You mean that like
In every single way. In every single
Every-
way. The thing, you know what? Okay, this is how I see it ending. And I could be 100% wrong, but I don't think I am. Last
You'd
person
never think you're
alive.
wrong.
Last person alive is Rick. And he's walking down the highway with hundreds of zombies following him. That's it. The same way you see in
just walking, just like a normal Tuesday, chilling.
what he's got nothing left. Everybody's dead.
No.
What do you do?
You know what it's gonna be?
He's-
It's gonna be him like either bit and he's gonna say his goodbyes to some people and they're gonna leave him with that damn revolver with a bullet.
Oh, so you
in
mean
his gun- in
the
his
video
hand.
game ending?
It's gonna be the video game ending.
See, the only reason why I think, and there's another reason why I think Carl will be saved for the last, because like that's all he's got left to tie him.
I don't care about that kid. I want him dead.
But that's what Rick has,
Yeah.
I believe, and I don't even watch the show, but I think that's what Rick has left to tie him to anything of wanting to survive. That's what I think. Does Rick have a love interest in this show?
His gun,
Like,
his machete.
so then yeah, no. That I think that's how they
no.
they finish it off. And this, I don't know. Do you guys know anything about the spinoff? What that's going to be about?
It's supposed to be, from what I hear or read, it's supposed to be like when shit hits the fan, like a couple weeks after shit hits the fan, like in the beginning of the outbreak.
Oh, so they're going back,
Yeah, it's supposed
but it's
to
a different
it's supposed to
city.
take place in that time frame.
But it's a different city.
It's supposed to be in the West Coast, like LA or something.
Okay. I don't like it though. You know why? Because Walking Dead is going to end before that ends. So I know the overall. So you know what? And this sucks so bad. And I'm sorry, Walking Dead fans, but this is another spoiler for you. Because it's going backwards, right? It's going to start back in time. So you know what happens on a global scale on the original Walking Dead at the end of it. So say something at the end of it, like they find a cure for the whole world or something like
Yeah,
that.
they won't find a cure.
But I'm just giving you
There's
a
no
scenario.
cure.
Okay, all right. I'm just giving you a scenario.
Give me a
though.
better scenario because there's not going to be a cure.
They find a cure for the whole
There's
world.
not going to be a cure in the whole world.
So when you're
We're back on the
watching-
troll
It's not
thing,
just gonna
Corey.
happen.
when you're watching,
They've said it's not going to happen. I want a
When
more
you-
realistic thing.
when
If
you're
I need Aaron
watching-
grounded in reality.
when you're watching the LA version, then you know what's coming up in the future.
There's
But
not
you
gonna
don't
be a
know
cure for
their
the whole
journey.
Thing, so I
That's
need another
the-
scenario.
That's the
That's
the
the thing.
only
You don't
thing.
know.
You're
Yeah.
literally only
Because
watching
there's
it.
not going to be a cure.
There's not going to be a cure. Aaron.
There won't be.
That's I
All
never.
hope- all
I
hope
said
of
theoretically, right?
I want reality.
Who would make a
Lord.
cure?
I want
though?
theories grounded in reality.
And like with that whole "there's not a cure" thing, it's just kind of like, you know what? And this is what I mean also by cure. I'm not just talking about magic potion that you drink and everybody's back to
Oh
normal.
damn! All we need is crush this root together.
Yeah.
You're a zombie. Take some of this.
I'm talking
Salt and
about
pepper, who knew?
answer. Put
Nobody
it that way.
thought to check salt and pepper.
Answer.
What?
No, I'm saying there's an answer for the thing. Like they can live in this zombie protected castle for the rest of their lives, and this is their new
It'd
society.
be an island before.
or an island or something like that. This is where.
That's why haven't they thought to go to an island?
Well, aren't they like
Because they're in the middle of Georgia.
Yeah, like
Are
in the
they?
middle.
They're going to Washington.
So
Going to Vermont.
and so yeah,
Michigan.
like
Yeah.
so is that their goal now in the show to make
No,
it to
they're going to Washington.
to make it to Washington
Washington,
because there's a
D.C.
The
safe
last
zone
episode, they just decided they should go to Washington.
safe zone there or something. Have they heard
don't know.
rumors?
But yeah.
DC or state?
Yeah, well, they
That'd be one hell of a trek to go to a freaking
They-
state.
That's what I'm saying. Like, damn, from Georgia.
And
Like,
give them
it's-
20 more
it's
seasons. Then
DC.
6
DC
seasons in the
Comics.
movie.
by then, there's not even the same cast anymore. It's literally an entirely different cast.
Rick's
Going
beard
through the
is
same
alive.
situations.
Now and see, and it's tough because if they do take that route where they kill everybody and they start with a different cast, shows have done that before. There's that show that was in England called The Misfits.
Oh God.
Really good show for the first like 3 seasons, and they would kill people. Nobody was safe. They did like the Walking Dead thing. And then by the end of like I think the third season, they had exhausted their people that they wanted to kill, and they had a whole new cast, and ratings kind of plummeted because it's just like this isn't why I started watching this in the beginning. So it's like
You can attach to the characters
yeah.
themselves.
So
not
in Walking Dead, where's that line with them? I think that line is with those 3 people that I said are gonna stay alive for the rest of the day.
That's what I'm saying. Like you'll see Rick die,
But
and
that'll
then,
be it.
and then like somebody in his group will carry on and become the new Rick.
So Corey, who are you
and
watching
take
the
on.
show for?
Myself. What do
Not,
you mean?
no, what
The
characters? What are your
zombies.
characters that you like in there?
Maggie.
I like all the characters. I mean, there's not one character I could say I hate anymore. They got rid of that one. And I just really enjoy seeing the situations unfold between all the characters they got. I don't know what
Political
else
answer, all right.
I know, right? That is
It's
the
very
political
Okay, I'm
answer.
watching it for Lauren Cohan.
I like
Maggie.
the I like
I'm
the
watching it.
Democrats and the Republicans. We're good. We're good.
I,
no, I mean that's his reason. That's his reason.
Maggie, I guess then, yeah. It's
No,
a
that's
fun
his
show.
reason.
I like it. It gets me anxious. I don't know what's gonna happen.
I don't know. Yeah, I
It
mean
is.
that's good.
It's unpredictable. I like that in the shows. And Better
And
Call
that's-
Saul is awesome too. Oh my god,
I haven't
show's
seen
good.
that yet, but I have heard good things.
Oh my
I've
gosh.
heard extremely good things about that show.
Yeah, first episode was confusing, but then when they bust into episode 2, oh,
I heard it
God.
jumps back and forth. Is that true? I don't know.
What, like
No, they
through
did
time?
like a quick little 5-minute intro to current day Saul after the events of Breaking Bad, and then
Oh, and then
like going to show his pre-story or whatever.
I mean, it has
like
to
you
be.
only can take that so far before.
It has to
it
be a
meets up
good,
with-
really good, because I can't stand prequels.
Cat
but-
the Ginger says hi. Hi.
I like prequels really irritate me with stuff, but it has to be like really good writing. Because if I know where this train is going, I really don't care about
Yeah.
driving on it. Like that's just me though for stories. I need to kind of be blinded all the way
He
around.
was,
and
definitely
be,
a secondary
stuff.
character like that you.
and that, but if
Yeah,
it's
he
a
was
good,
cool,
if it's a
but-
good show, that's a testament to the good writing. Then
Yeah.
that's what that is.
From the cinema style side of it, and just the camera angles, and just the feel of the show, it feels Breaking Bad. It's so cool.
Well, that's it because I mean it's got to.
It's got this Vince Gilligan or whatever is writing it, and him as an actor, the dude who plays Saul. What's his name? He's a comedian first. He's an amazing actor, and they kind of already crossed over with Breaking Bad characters because the little first story arc had to do with Tuco, from I think that was season 1 of Breaking Bad.
I don't know
I
who
think it was
Tuco
like
is.
season 1, 2.
Was he the guy that beat up that dude?
He was the 2 pairs guy
2 pairs.
from Training Day.
Oh yeah. So he is that guy that beat that other one of his own people.
Yeah, beat him to death.
Beat him to
yeah.
death. Yeah. Which you don't like that, Corey?
Yeah, I don't. Beating them to death. Yeah, that's pretty stupid.
No, I'm talking about
I hate when
bosses
the
beat
bad
their
guys shoot their own guy,
henchmen.
but they won't shoot you as a character.
because you're important. They're not
They're
important.
not important. Why would?
That's what that is.
I think I've seen it
And you
done
call
right.
my theory stupid?
I think I've seen it done right on Arrow. Arrow's the only thing I've seen where a dude shot his own guy. Do you remember that episode of Arrow where he shot his own dude, and then his own guys saw that and were like, and then when it came down to it, they did the right thing and put out their own guy.
What are you talking about?
Talking about Arrow.
No, I know you're talking about Arrow, but like who
Yeah,
who was
who
the bad
did
guy
that?
that
Yeah.
did that?
It was I think it was the black dude who owned a club, maybe.
Oh, the mayor?
Yeah, it was the mayor. That's right.
Oh,
Brother
yes,
Blood?
I know what you're talking about.
He's talking about that.
No, the mayor.
It was a nobody type of guy. Yeah, his name was the mayor. Yeah.
Yeah,
His name was the
yeah,
mayor.
Oh.
He was really a puppet under like the dude with the drugs.
under.
Yeah,
Brother Blood.
he
Brother
was a nobody guy.
But he had his
Yeah.
crew, and he shot his own guy, and then it ended up like at that point the people were like, oh shit, like this guy's really fucking losing it, and then they
Blasted him.
they blasted him.
Yeah, that guy.
That was done right. That's realistic. Why would you work for a guy who's just gonna shoot his own people randomly?
Never heard of a cartel.
You're an idiot, Steve.
He got good benefits.
Why? Because I'm telling you something that
You're
you
cute.
just asked about.
You're very cute.
I think it's Corey's bedtime. He's
Yeah, I'm
tired.
getting cranky.
All right, everybody.
Have a Snickers.
Thanks
Have a
for,
sticker. You're acting like
thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that follow button.
Hit the follow button.
We do this every Saturday. So and check out the podcast on nerdreactor.com. Link in the description below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And peace.
Later.
Cat the Ginger just got in hella late.
I
She
know.
was asking us about Arrow.
Now I